I don't know if it's going to take another week or two, but something good, it will happen at the end because we deserve it.
There's a smirk that's almost a little giggle from Simon. Why?
I just think it's a new way of communicating that doesn't really resonate with me. I mean, players' jobs are to perform in every single game as much as they possibly can. And what you could ask the away travelling fans was how they could have been helped on Saturday with the embarrassment of losing to Southampton. You know, those circumstances. But what it does prove is that the idea that you've got to take each game in isolation. Every game has its own connotation. The cup final against Man City was a 50-50 game in which Arsenal didn't play well in the second half. The cup quarter final was a poor performance. You and lots of people yesterday were referring to the fact this was a very difficult task. I thought Arsenal would get a result. I thought Arsenal would come back from that game with, at the very least, a draw. They've gone there. They've done the job.
talkSPORT Sports Update, powered by the Nissan van range. Scoring a winning hat-trick of performance, payload and price. Search Nissan Vans or head to your local Nissan Van Centre.
With your latest sports headlines at 1, I'm Matt Hutchinson. Good afternoon. Simon Jordan says Arne Slot sounds like a man whose exit visa is ready to be rubber-stamped.
The whole thing, to me, listening to it, if I was just closing my eyes and listening to it, I'd be thinking that was somebody that was pretty much resigned to the fact that he wasn't going to be Liverpool manager for much longer.
Well, following that 2-0 loss to PSG, Arne Slot says Liverpool are in survival mode and lucky to still be in the tie. talkSPORT's Adrian Durham isn't convinced Anfield will give Slot the platform he needs to turn things around.
There's so many question marks, and I think that means that the Liverpool fans don't connect with the team as much as they used to. Yeah. They're going to need a big night at Anfield. They're going to need a big atmosphere. I'm not quite sure the fans are ready to get behind this side.
Well, the second leg is next Tuesday. Elsewhere, Harry Maguire claims the harder times he's endured at Man United would have broken many players and says he's seen teammates find the Old Trafford spotlight too hot to handle. The centre-half signed a one-year deal earlier this week with the option of a further year at Man United. The Grand National defending champion is out of this year's race, live on talkSPORT on Saturday afternoon. Nick Rockett is apparently coughing. Pied Piper will take his place. And ahead of his latest quest for the green jacket, Justin Rose says being obsessed with winning the Masters won't help him this week. He's finished as a runner-up on 3 occasions at Augusta.
I've seen it unfold right in front of my own eyes on 2 occasions, and I've seen the celebrations with them and their families and the crowd and the emotion. I can role reverse that in my head really, really easy. So I've lived it. I just don't have the jacket to go with it.
Well, the first round gets underway this afternoon.
talkSPORT News.
The Defence Secretary is dishing out threats to Russia, and a man who stole a handbag containing a rare egg worth £2 million has been jailed. Amelia's back at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. Keep spring journeys safe. Visit your local centre or quickfit.com to book your tyres, MOTs and servicing so you can drive away happy every time.
We're expecting this afternoon to be cooler and breezy with cloudy skies and some rain moving eastwards across England. A mix of sunny spells, cloud and the odd shower elsewhere.
This is Paul Hawksbee and Charlie Baker with you through until 4 here on talkSPORT, where for the last few minutes, since Matt gave us the news of Nick Rockett, we've been trying to work out what kind of cough he's got. We hope he gets over it.
Exactly.
But is it a little tickle?
A little tickle. Is he a little horse, Paul?
Yeah, exactly. Or is it a proper Bob Fleming?
Well,
I mean, it's not good for them, obviously, but I've never heard a horse cough.
No.
Does it sound a bit like a human cough? I don't know.
So they're not allowed to race if they have a cough, obviously.
No, of course not.
Could be anything, Paul.
Well, I wish it
could be anything.
Wish the horse well, anyway. We move on.
I'm not well. I won it last year. I'm not well.
I'm not well. What's coming up, Charlie?
It's coming up over the next 3 hours. Liverpool fan and former winger Jermaine Pennant gives us his verdict on that very worrying Paris performance. Rob Earnshaw on Forest tonight and whether Craig Bellamy's ready for Celtic. And we're joined by Maurizio Pochettino's ref whisperer.
Yeah, what about that? We also want your tales of getting carried away with a win. Charlie's got one coming up.
Yeah.
Boxer Caroline Dubois on winning with the flu at the weekend. And HMB versus Chat GPT heads for Augusta.
He loves the Beavers. There's all this, plus 3 live commentaries from the first day of the Grand National Meeting at Aintree. We'll find out where Rupert's been eating overnight.
Yeah, of course.
We'll have regular updates from the Masters. Beautiful. And we'll squeeze in another waste of half an hour. Birthday spread.
Yeah, Charlie looking for his, is it first win of the year?
Yeah, right, 11 in a row it could be, Paul.
It's a bit like Spurs.
Surely I can't lose 11 in a row. Hold my beer.
Indeed. We'll find out a bit later on, but it is 6 minutes past 1. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Charles.
Afternoon, Paul. Lovely to be here. Just want to say I had a lovely evening at the Hackney Empire last night with Mike Bubbins and Ellis James and Steph Guerrero and their socially distanced sports bar podcast that they do. We did that live last night.
At the Hackney Empire, yeah.
Got me tap shoes out, Paul. Did the lot last night. Oh, the lot. Bubbins sits there and he just holds them in the palm of his hand with his Welsh lilt. Not lilt, not.
No,
totally.
What's Welsh lilt like? It's got a hint of leek. It's pineapple.
Totally
it's a
tropical.
Taste of the Caribbean, and there's just a touch of kafili in there as well.
Yeah, and he holds them in the palm. He's a dirty, dirty boy, but you know, he's a very funny man.
Has lilt ever been used as a mixer? Because surely somewhere the late great John Sullivan would have had Del by having a Drambuie lilt, wouldn't he? Are there any?
What have you mixed lilt with? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Is it 8?
That's 037. Yeah, I mean, Liverpool lost last night and they may be changing manager, but let's decide this afternoon. What have you ever mixed with lilt and did it work?
My chip shop order when I was a kid and we used to come home from Newton Abbot stock car on a Wednesday night. We'd stop at the chip shop on the way home. Would always be chips, pineapple fritter, we'd have, and a lilt. That was it.
You really doubled down on
the pineapple.
Didn't
really
you?
big into
Were you a big fan of pineapple?
I obviously am. I like it.
Yeah.
Pineapple fritter. Whoa, good
fritter.
There we are. Jackson's Fish and Chip Shop. Good afternoon if you're listening.
Yeah. Are they still out there?
Yeah, they're still there, Paul.
Well, there'll be a free fritter next time you go back.
We're talking 40 years ago. So
okay.
Expect it's new people by now, I would have thought.
Okay.
Anyway, I got carried away, Paul. Torquay have won 3 in a row.
Brilliant.
Worthing and Dorking slipping at the top.
This is under Alan Ball's son, Jimmy, isn't it?
Jimmy Ball's Yellow Army, the second coming. He's absolutely amazing. Brilliant, brilliant in charge. Brilliant in the interviews. Got the lads really playing. Got some of our players playing.
So you back in the playoff mix, are you?
We're back in the championship mix, Paul, if we had more games. But I think we might run out of games. But Dorking is slipping. Worthing is slipping. Anyway, we won 3 in a row.
A little run like this can make you heady, can't it? It can make you make you giddy. And make you do things that you probably wouldn't normally do.
I've lost interest at times this season. I have to say it. You know,
tell me about it.
It's been a difficult season, but the new manager's given me the new buzz. Anyway, we won the other day. I was in Portugal on my holiday listening to it, and I won the other day, and we'd won in our rarely seen third kit.
Wow! So what did you do? You immediately got on the website.
Have you ever seen the big purple quality street, Paul?
Yeah,
it's like that.
Wow!
It's purple top, purple shorts, purple socks.
Right.
Anyway, it arrived this morning.
Not the full kit.
Full kit.
Oh no!
Not the socks. I didn't get the socks.
But
when am I going to wear the
socks?
You'd had
a couple of Sagres, had you? And you'd won the game.
It arrived this morning, and I walked into my bedroom. My wife was in bed.
Yeah.
In my purple football kit.
Yeah.
She went, "What is that?"
Right. She didn't ask you to get the later train then. Fantastic.
She was disgusted, Paul.
Oh, really?
More nylon, she said.
Yeah.
It would go up.
So when are you going to wear the shorts and socks?
I'm not got the socks. Now I'm quite tempted. I might wear it on tour, on my tour, Paul. I thought it'd be a good tour outfit. Full kit.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Good idea. Full purple kit.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a beaut.
The wicking under the lights.
It doesn't feel very wicky.
It doesn't feel...
It feels quite nylon-y.
Really?
But I tell you what.
It doesn't feel very
it's a great kit. Do you know what?
Full purple
thing. I'll put in a cupboard. And in 10 years' time, I'll go, where's what's this? Oh, the third kit from the season we won the league on the last day of the season with the last kick of the
When
game.
you're wandering around the care home in about 30 years' time, you can wear it then.
In the third kit. Anyway,
because it's easy to wash, obviously.
I got it. I thought we could do. I got excited and went in the club shop, or I got excited and ended up buying some merch.
When did a win in sport inspire you to do something crazy like that, like a man of Charlie's age to buy the full kit? So do let us know.
I'm going to have to buy the socks now, Paul, aren't they?
I thought you had bought the socks.
No, I haven't bought the socks. I think I'm going to have to buy the socks. I'm going to buy the socks.
No point having the shorts and.
No, I'm going to get the socks.
Good. Okay.
I'll turn up in it one day.
I think the other thing that's likely to happen is getting towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
It could well go on discount. 30%.
It is a discount anyway.
Oh, it was anyway.
Yeah, it was full. The shirt was 15. 15 quid.
15 quid for a kit. No, that you can't say no to.
Can't
that.
say no to.
It doesn't sound like quite as interesting a cool subject based on that. You just bought a cheap shirt, didn't you? When did you buy a cheap shirt? What have you mixed with
I've got
Lilt?
plenty of cheap shirts.
Of the list.
Spice rum and lilt is my go-to.
Really?
Give it a try, Ben in Redditch.
Okay.
Thank you, Ben. Lilt and Malibu.
Would you ask for it in a pub?
Lilt and Malibu is your poor man's pina colada. Great. Graham in Yeovil, thank you.
I'll have a Pauper's Pinot, please, barman.
Mixed lilt with pastis. Oh, in France once, instead of lemonade. It was horrible.
Yeah, okay. Well, there we go. So what was that first one? Spice rum?
Spice rum and lilt.
Would you go into a pub with your mates, say after football training or a game on Sunday, and ask for a spice rum and lilt? You wouldn't, would you? I mean, imagine the look you'd get. You'd get the full Ancelotti eyebrow on the basis that Ancelotti's got a pub.
Wilson's been in touch. Once mixed lilt with gin after running out of everything else at a summer barbecue. I've never drunk gin before. Hate the stuff. Decided to mix the lilt lurking at the back of the pantry.
Yeah.
Did you know what gin and lilt tastes like? Like lilt. I did the whole bottle of gin.
Oh,
but ended
no.
up sliding around the kitchen in just my socks, singing The Greatest Showman.
Well,
never had gin or lilt
if that's
since.
not going to get us a sponsorship from Lilt, I don't know what is. And we'll be around to film that with a bottle of gin. Yeah, of course not. Please drink responsibly. I was just interested to know that if it's ever been used as a mixer, because I don't think I've encountered it before. But thank you for those. You can keep those.
Yeah,
coming.
lovely stuff.
talksport.com/H&J. Text to 81089 or tweet to TSH&J. So Jermaine Pennant joins us first off. He is a Liverpool fan as well as someone who played for the club, and I'm sure he would have been concerned by what he witnessed last night.
Yeah, it wasn't good, Paul. It wasn't good. You can't. I read a really good text that was just saying how Arne Slot has been going on all season about how people aren't playing football properly. How they're putting five at the back behind him. He goes up and how he always uses PSG as the example of how you should play football. Goes up against PSG, puts five at the back.
Yeah, absolutely.
He feels like dead man walking. I don't know. I can't believe it. He won the league last season, and now you're in this position.
Well, they have spent a lot of money as well. We will go into some of the reasons why Jermaine sees the future for the club. Caroline Dubois joins us. She unified the WBC Lightweight World Championships with a win over Terry Harper at the weekend. Comes from a great boxing dynasty, of course. But she won that fight with the flu. I mean, it wasn't easy. Terry Harper, a great champion.
Yeah.
But she boxed brilliantly. And our old mate Gareth A. Davis of Fight Night fame has written a really interesting piece today in the Telegraph about how the atmosphere of these all-women bills is very different, a different demographic as well, which you wouldn't expect from boxing. So we'll touch on that with Caroline. Of course, her brother fights.
She wants to have a word with that racehorse.
A couple of weeks. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. She got rid of her cough.
Exactly.
She managed to compete. Why can't Nick Rocket? No, I'm sorry, Nick, if you're listening.
If you're listening, Nick.
Rupert Bell and Lizzie Kelly will be bringing us commentary of her first race, setting the scene for the next 3 days of racing. It's Grand National Meeting, of course, at Aintree. We'll have a birthday spread. We'll chat to Maurizio Pochettino's Ref Whisperer, HMB versus Chat GPT, and all manner of other stuff, including a bit of Tim Vickery and Rob Earnshaw, looking ahead to a big night in Europe. And we got some great commentaries for you tonight. Bologna, Villa and Porto Forest on TalkSport and TalkSport 2.
John Quick got excited and bought one.
Go on then, yeah.
Shortly after full time of Rangers clinching their 55th league title, an email hit the inbox. Celebrate with the special edition 55 whiskey for the special price of £55. Pay £55 for a bottle of the cheapest gut rot going. I'll make the same mistake this year when we win 56.
Okay. And at least you know how much it's is going to cost.
Exactly, yeah, very nice. Thank you.
To get in touch, talksport.com/H&J. You can text to 81089. You can tweet to TSH&J, and you give us a call and tell us your story. Lilt-based or getting carried away based or otherwise. 03717 223344. That's 03717 223344. We're here as always with Tool Station and quite possibly Lilt in the months to come. Check out their wide range of garden power tools with brands such as Bosch and Ryobi. Next stop, Tool Station.
Maguire turns like an ocean liner, you know, and they take a time to turn, and you see that in an instance, an £80 million footballer that can't move.
A bit harsh, Simon, a bit harsh. I didn't like that from Simon. Yeah.
Well, he's certainly silenced those critics, hasn't he, in his
Simon
performances for the last couple of seasons, Gabby?
I felt sorry for him because he wasn't at his best, but it got to a stage where it was bullying, online bullying of Harry Maguire. Everyone jumping on the bandwagon, setting up reels of every little mistake he did, when you can do that on every player in the world, the mistakes that they make. And then you had pundits being harsh. Roy Keane was harsh. You've heard Simon there. A bit overkill, to be honest. I'm happy for him. Amorim didn't play him enough. He's had his injury problems, but since he's come back into the team under Michael Carrick, he's been one of Manchester United's best players. New deal, back in the England squad. And I think he'll go to the World Cup and hopefully has a good World Cup for his country.
Like you mentioned there, he fell out of favour under Eric Ten Hag. Like you mentioned, struggled for game time under Ruben Amorim. But, he's enjoying a revival under Michael Carrick, starting all 10 matches since his appointment in mid-January. Also, now he's signed a new one-year contract to the club with the option of an extra year extension. And bearing in mind he was out of contract at the end of the season, Director of Football Jason Wilcox says here, Harry represents the mentality and resilience required to perform for Manchester United. He's shown such great mental strength, and that's really what needs to be applauded.
100%. I mean, a lot of other footballers, maybe the younger generation, probably would have crumbled with the online bullying that he...
Anfield anthem says it won't ever happen, but it really looks like Arne Slot is walking alone. 2 aces inside the penalty area, right footed effort deflected and in, and PSG lead inside 11 minutes. Well, Liverpool been pulled all around. Kvaratskhelia. Continue his run, he's inside the penalty area, left-hand side. Doué doesn't need him, he's just walked it round the goalkeeper and side-foots it in. Doué inside the penalty area, could be free. Challenge comes in from Canate, penalty given. Yeah, he's overruled it. He's overruled it, and play will restart with a drop ball, and the yellow card that was shown has been expunged. Liverpool beaten at the Parc des Princes against the Paris Saint-Germain side, who got through past them on penalties last season, and who, truth be told, should already have done the job here in Paris.
Yeah, if there is a frustration with PSG, that it wasn't more. And they should have had a penalty at the end. You can't just shove someone in the back as they're about to hit the ball. No. I mean, they could look at that VAR and say, yeah, that's fine. Let's get the thoughts of somebody who watched it unfold, and I'm sure was troubled by it. Played on the wing for Liverpool, and indeed is a Liverpool fan, our own Jermaine Pennant. Hi, Jermaine.
Hey, Jermaine.
Good evening, gents. Okay, afternoon,
yeah,
gents.
afternoon, mate.
Yeah. There was it, and I thought that one at the end. Especially in Europe where they give penalties away for fun. I mean, there's absolutely no attempt by Canate to get the ball, and the guy air kicks off the back of the push. Did you think that was a pen or not?
Look, it could have gone either way. If it had got given, you wouldn't have had no qualms with it. You can clearly see a push. Yes, it's soft. But like I said, it's in Europe. We've seen a lot less given for handballs and for fouls in that kind of scenario. So to put himself in that situation was very risky and stupid, if you ask me.
It kind of summed up his night, didn't it? Really, he had a torrid, I believe.
Yeah,
it really did.
Liverpool did,
they did as a team. But
PSG had 74% of the ball and 18 shots. Liverpool had 3. They set up with a back 5 and didn't defend
and
properly.
none on target, which is worrying. I mean, as a fan, you played for the club, but just from a fan's point of view, that was a concerning performance, wasn't it?
Yeah, there's been many more like it this season. That's not a one-off. I was very sceptical going into this game. I didn't think it was going to win the game. I just thought maybe we could just be a bit solid. The worrying thing for me was playing with a back 5, 3 centre-backs. Liverpool have not played that in the history. Liverpool have not played that all season. Then to go for the biggest game of their season probably and play that formation, that system, which probably only been training with 4 to 5 days, usually takes all of pre-season to knuckle down and really, do well at it. So to play it on the back of an international game and 4 days or 5 days of training, it was bizarre. It was bizarre, and everyone just looked out of sorts.
And the other time they played it this season was against Palace in the Cup, where they got knocked out as well with Palace when they tried the same system. So you think, I don't know what his thinking is. Can you really win the league, Jermaine, with the carryover of someone else's squad and team and vibe? I mean, he must have done something right last season.
Well, Klopp left him a very solid base to work with. He made no signings at the time, and I don't think he changed a lot in kind of the style of play. He tweaked a few things here, played Gravenberch in the holding position, the number 6. But apart from that, it was more or less, kind of Liverpool and Klopp's DNA. So yeah, that's probably why he won the league. And then all of a sudden, he's just gone far right. He's gone really slow, pragmatic, slow football, not intensity, no pressing. And that's not Liverpool's way. And they're just getting found out.
Well, I mean, one thing out of his control is Father Time. And we've seen 2 really influential players in Van Dijk and Salah. We've seen a massive drop-off this season, Jermaine, haven't we?
Yeah, you do. And obviously, each season goes by, you slowly start to decline. You recover a lot less. That 5 yards that you used to have kind of slowly starts to go. And in the Premier League, if you haven't got that, as soon as you start to lose it, it's a big notice, especially because of the standard that they've set throughout the time they've been there.
I mean, maybe he's been let down by the recruitment department as well, because, do you need Ekatike and Isak? I mean, not the way it's panned out in the season, but they go out and spend that money. They don't land Gay, they could have got cheap. They don't go out to land the next great centre-half in the way they did Van Dijk. Maybe he's been let down a little bit there as well.
Well, I would say yes. The Gay was massive. I think, being able to get him for 35 to 40 million was an absolute bargain and a steal. To not maybe go the extra yard to get that deal over the line so there was no questions of Crystal Palace pulling the plug was stupid, and now they're paying the price for it. But saying that, though, they have got Giovanni Leone, who's injured in his first game, which no one could afford seeing that. I reckon if he was fit, we wouldn't probably be seeing Pennant playing in these games. I think he would have been reluctant to play and been on the bench.
Yeah. I suppose the positives are only 2-0. Back to Anfield. They're not going to play that badly back at Anfield, are they?
The problem is that against any other team but PSG, who are so brilliant on the break, you just cannot not see them scoring at least once at Anfield. So it's going to have to be a hell of a performance. And they've put them in before, Jermaine, but it feels like the way they're playing at the moment, it feels like a tall order, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a different Liverpool now. It's a total different Liverpool from over the years we've seen in the Champions League and those famous nights, coming back from, 4-0 against Barcelona. There's no really fear factor no more at Anfield. We've seen teams come there and put 3 past them. We've seen PSV put 4 past them. Okay, we beat Galatasaray comfortably, but, Galatasaray probably won 2 games in the last 10 years away from home. PSG are a different beast. They're European champions for a reason. So I cannot see, and I don't want to be negative, but I cannot see Liverpool beating PSG by 3 clear goals. It's just not going to happen.
And just final one on Arne Slot. Normally, if a manager's under pressure, the fans are saying, well, yeah, but who'd come in? Who would we get? Not a problem at Liverpool. There's someone sort of oven ready that the fans love, who's done very well in management, waiting to come in Xabi Alonso. So that puts more pressure on Slot, doesn't it?
There's massive pressure on Slot, whoever's available or not. I think if he doesn't get Champions League football, and then they will be looking for a new manager in the summer for sure. But like I said, Alonso is available, and they was interested in him before he went to Real Madrid. So I'm sure if things don't go Liverpool's way in these next 7 games, they will be turning their sights and attention to Mr. Xabi Alonso.
And you've just done an Inside Liverpool podcast, haven't you? So if people want to wallow in last night or get angry about it, they can tune in and watch.
Yeah, they can watch and see me lose it a little bit and be frustrated like all the other fans.
Cheers, Jermaine. Thanks a lot.
Jermaine. Cheers, mate. Have a good show, gents.
Take care. There's Jermaine Pennant there, the former Liverpool winger and Liverpool supporter. And you can watch the Inside Liverpool podcast wherever you... you can watch it on the talkSPORT YouTube channel, and you can listen wherever you get your podcasts. Talking of podcasts, Champions League quarter-final first leg action is discussed in the latest episode of the talkSPORT Daily podcast. Adrian Durham, Stuart Pearce, Jim Proudfoot, and Ian Danter round up all the games. That's available now on all podcast platforms. Rupert Bell and Lizzie Kelly will be joining us later on to bring us our first commentary from the Grand National meeting. We're going to bring you all the big races, including the big race on Saturday. And they'll be setting the scene for the next few days racing. We'll have updates from Augusta as well. The Masters is underway, but we'll have regular updates from 2. But Caroline Dubois joins us. Unified the lightweight world title at the weekend at Olympia in London, despite feeling pretty much under the weather. But I'm going to be chatting to her in a few moments' time.
Cucurella has said one or two things that you might have thought would have landed him in similar trouble, but hasn't, whereas Fernandes has been punished. Where do you stand on this? Is it impossible for Fernandes to wear the Chelsea captain's armband again, or is it no highly likely that he will, in view of what the noises are coming out of Chelsea?
No, I think if you get punished and you take it the right way, then he can change and get better and wear the armband again. If he has lots of qualities that the manager sees in him, I quite like the punishment. I do feel for the manager at the moment. They've been on a bad run, and he's getting a bit of unfair criticism. It's a lose-lose, really, because if he doesn't do anything, then he's looking like he's not being disciplined enough, and someone will criticise. And if he does it, and then they lose to Man City without arguably one of their best players, their captain, and it's like, why you punish him? Could have fined him, whatever. But I think from a player's perspective is how I always look at it. I think when I've had managers that show a real firm hand to players who you wouldn't think would be treated that way, and I could give you examples, it makes everyone else go, whoa. I remember Houle when he got the sole job on his own and he went, bum, he got rid of Incy straight away. Didn't want him. Nobody couldn't believe it. He was captain. I remember Neil Lennon was a legend at Crewe, and he messed around one day, sneaking his car down to the training ground we were supposed to jog down. It was like part of the warm-up, and he'd hide his car at the pub, and the manager, saw that he did it, and he didn't play him at the weekend.
After Arne Slot said Liverpool were in survival mode and lucky to still be in their Champions League tie with PSG, Simon Jordan was asked if Slot knows he's gone.
There's a part of me that thinks that. I mean, obviously, I read between the lines and I hear journalists talking about the fact that Liverpool's ownership are not entertaining that idea at this moment in time and wanting to see, to maintain the support of him because of the credit in the bank that he's got for last year.
2-0 down ahead of the quarter-final second leg. And talkSPORT's Adrian Durham's not sure Anfield is ready to give Slot the atmosphere he needs.
Less than a year since they won the title, but the connection is gone because they don't approve of the football, the style that's being played by Arne Slot's Liverpool. And the players, some of them were brilliant, but they're not anymore.
Now, Martin O'Neill's told White and Jordan Celtic have an advantage playing 6 of their last 4 Premiership games at home, but he's dismissed the idea. They've got a favourable draw.
We are so far away from winning a title, so hypothetical things, that's a million miles away, honestly. And it's not me, I'm not honestly playing it down. So far away from that there is untrue.
And Alexander Usyk's former promoter, Alex Krassyunks, told White and Jordan if he was still in charge, Usyk wouldn't be fighting a kickboxer.
Well, it's more like a joke, but on the other hand, I do understand Usyk and I do understand this decision because there are not too many options for him.
Usyk's defending his WBC heavyweight title against former kickboxing champion Rico Verhoeven in Egypt next month. There's more on talkSPORT's Boxing YouTube.
Well, with the breaking news here on talkSPORT after our chat at the top of the show is that Lilt is no more.
No more Liverpool.
I had no idea. I mean, I hadn't bought one for years. But after 48 years, it's gone.
Yeah.
Taken over by the good people at Fanta and has become...
the good people at Fanta.
I've got no reason to say anything against them. They've served me well over the years.
I've got no beef with Fanta.
They've served me well with a Fanta orange or lemon over the years.
Try to get them to sponsor the show. Yeah. Fanta. Be nice sponsor. I'm happy with our very good friends at Toolstation.
It's owned by Coca-Cola, apparently. But it's it's now Fanta, pineapple and grapefruit.
Oh.
Coca-Cola said keen Lilt fans may have spotted a gradual transition as the drink has made its way into the Fanta family.
Oh, it's transitioned into...
It's a shame. I mean, the ad was a bit on the nose, wasn't it? Different times and all that. So maybe that's what it was.
Shane Darby, my oldest son, collects various different flavours of Fanta.
Oh, does he really?
I bet
he's fun to have a pint with. But I mean, if he's old enough, obviously.
When I buy them, I get one, try one for the collection. As we got to Caroline.
Let's move on. Watch the boxing at the weekend. Watch the boxing at the weekend. Two fine fights involving top women fighters. So Lauren Price in action. Caroline Dubois beating Terry Harper, who'd been a guest in the studio a few months back with us to unify the lightweight titles. She did this with the flu, did Caroline, which is pretty impressive. She joins us now. Good afternoon, Caroline.
Hello, Caroline.
Good afternoon, guys. So happy to have you.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. I mean, it was a great performance.
Yeah, brilliant. Tough.
How are you feeling in there? I mean, was it sort of you got by on adrenaline, I guess?
It was the wildest experience, honestly. I woke up and I just had a temperature and my head was burning up and I was feeling very unwell. But, I just think I did so much great work to get there. The camp was the best camp I've ever had. And I was just like, on one hand, I was really upset because I was like, there's no way of all days this could happen. It's happened on this day. But then on the other side, I was like, this is just a test. I think God gives his toughest test to his strongest soldiers. And I think that he wanted me to know how tough I was and how good I was and how prepared and ready I was. And there was absolutely nothing that Terry could have done to beat me that day and any day. And being sick, like, you just have to take it. You have to accept it, move on. And when I got in the ring, I was just trying as hard as I could to stay focused on the fight, not think about how I was feeling, just focused on the fight and the challenge in front of me. And I was able to do that.
No one's interested if you have to pull out of a fight like that, or you go ahead and you have the fight and then say afterwards, well, I had the flu, because they always say, oh, yeah, she had the flu. Everybody, but so you kind of, it's a difficult situation. As you don't want to let everybody down, but by the same token, if you don't give of your best, no one's going to cut you any slack, are they?
No, exactly. It's the hard part about boxing. You have to take the bitter with the sweet.
Yeah.
Once you put yourself out there, you speak a certain way in the lead up to a fight, you have to back it up. And it's unfortunate because at the end of the day, no one cares about excuses. It doesn't matter if the excuse is real or if you genuinely were unwell or injured or anything. No one cares. You just have to perform, and the victory is the only thing that matters. And I was just staying focused on that. Like I said, I believed in myself. I believed in my skills, and that gave me a lot of confidence, knowing that at the end of the day, I'm a better fighter than Terry. So it doesn't matter if she catches me on a bad day or a good day, I'm going to beat her. Yeah. I truly believe if I walked into that fight with a broken hand, I would have beaten her. Like, I just had that belief that I'm so much further than her. I'm better than her. It's a shame because the only thing that I think the illness caused was how I won, but the victory was guaranteed.
Yeah, we've watched you develop and your career grow, and you fight tougher and tougher opponents. Was she the toughest you've faced, Caroline?
No, I wouldn't say so, no. I thought she would be more brave and fight more to win, but she just tried to I guess, nick the fight and just... Yeah. I was a bit disappointed in how she tried to fight the fight. I was not necessarily surprised, but disappointed, and I expected a lot more for her. I wouldn't say that she's the toughest because I know going forward I'm going to be involved in so much more harder fights. Like, I know. I always say this about whenever I get asked, oh, is this the toughest person? I don't think that's the fair question. I know that going forward in my career, I'm gonna face tough opposition. And I'm going to be in with girls who not only coming to win, but they're going to come to take my head off. So I'm ready for those. I'm preparing for those moments and those nights.
Now, there's a couple of fights that people are talking about. Katie Taylor, obviously, is an interesting fight. And Alicia Baumgartner as well. So what's the most likely of those, you think, Dan? Who would you prefer to fight out of those two?
I would prefer to fight Alicia. I think Alicia's in her prime. She's not looking to be retiring anytime soon. She's young. She's hungry. She's strong. She's there. I don't want to fight a woman who is coming towards the end of her career in Katie Taylor because this will be her last fight, and I don't want that on my legacy. I want to step into the ring with women who are in their prime, who are strong, who are who have that energy and that. That's what I'm chasing. I'm chasing tough opponents and tough fights. Obviously, if Katie Taylor said, you know what, Caroline Dubois, she's this tough kid coming up. She's a big challenge, a massive test. I want to test myself against her. I'll be lying if I said I would turn it down, but that's not who I want. I want to fight Alicia Baumgardner. I think it's a realistic fight. It's about whether Alicia wants the fight and Alicia would allow herself to have the fight. I would, in my ideal world, I'd have it at the end of the year. I want to fight Alicia by the end of this year. I think there's no other fight for us, either of us, that ignites the imagination of the fans and gets people talking and involved as us two. So I think it's the biggest fight for us both, and I don't know why we should waste too much time dallying in between.
And just finally, your brother Daniel fights in about 3 or 4 weeks' time. I was reading recently that there's an estrangement there, and you're finding it difficult to watch his fights at the moment. Is that still the situation? Will you be tuning in next month?
I probably won't tune in, but not because of I don't want to see him do well. I want to see him win. I always want to see him win. Every time he goes into a fight, I always get emotional. I want him to win. You know, at the end of the day, he's my brother. I want him to go out there, succeed, and win. But the only reason I struggle to watch his fights is because when I watch Daniel fight, I don't watch him as a fan. You know, I watch him as his younger sister. I'm not. In fact, the only time I would say I hate watching boxing is when I watch Daniel fight. You know, you realize the brutality of the sport. You realize how dangerous the sport is. You realize that no one really cares. They just care about a big fat knockout. And if it's Daniel lying on the floor, you know, incapacitated, or his opponent, the crowd doesn't care. They just care about seeing the knockout. And I don't know why, but when Daniel's fighting, that's the moment when I realize it. It becomes so vivid and it becomes so apparent. And so I struggle to watch it because I'm not watching it as a fan. I'm watching it as a sister. Obviously, you know, he's not someone I'm talking to at the moment. We're not, you know, communicating on a day-to-day basis. So it's hard, you know. I don't watch him as a fan. I don't get any pleasure or amusement out of it. That's my brother. And I just wish he can get the victory and go ahead and do his thing. And, yeah.
Well, congratulations again, Caroline. We look forward to the Baumgartner or the Katie Taylor fight. Who knows? But good to talk to you. All the best.
Thanks, Caroline.
Thank you.
Caroline Dubois there, unified WBC and WBO lightweight world titles at the weekend against Terry Harper. Rupert Bell and Lizzie Kelly up next. We're going to bring you our first race of the afternoon, the Boodles.
No, I think Gabby's spot on, Alan. To be honest, I think if you make that decision now, there's a danger that United don't finish in the top 5, don't get Champions League football.
Why?
Then you
Why?
look a bit
Because
silly.
he's now because he relaxes, or because the players take the foot off the gas?
It just happens sometimes,
Why?
doesn't it? It happens.
Well, that was going to be my next point. I think if you do make that decision, then there is a danger maybe the players relax and take their foot off the gas. Obviously, from what we're hearing from Ahmad and Brian and Boomer, they're the players very much behind Carrick. They would say that. They're not going to say anything different in a press conference environment. But there's some tough games to come. You know, I'm going to be at Old Trafford on Monday. Leeds, the visitors, never an easy game. Obviously, a big rivalry between the two. They've still got to go to Chelsea, who they're competing with for the top 5. They've still got to host Liverpool, who are right up there in terms of the Champions League as well. Sunderland away has been a difficult trip for a lot of teams this season. And then Brighton away on the final day. So it's not a given yet that United finish in the top 5. So I think just keep their powder dry. What I would say is quite telling is that, as I understand it, they've not yet sounded out any potential alternatives for Michael Carrick. We're 6 weeks away from the end of the season. Obviously, plans afoot for the summer transfer, although Carrick has been a part of those conversations. So I think certainly he's in the box seat.
I think as well, there's even when they do give it him at the end of the season, they don't need to give him a long-term contract, though. They could literally look at a 1 year, 2 year deal and see how it goes, can't they, Crookie? Because, no offence to Michael Carrick, but there's not going to be many other clubs.
We'll set the scene with Rupert Bell and Lizzie Kelly for the Grand National meeting, but they just about get underway and the Boodles anniversary juvenile hurdle. Over to Rupert and Lizzie.
And they're off and running for this first race of the Randox Grand National Festival. Some top juveniles who were contesting in the Triumph Hurdle at the recent festival, but it's Lord who is the early pacemaker with Aqua Blue on that one outside, and also Ames just tracking the leader on the inside as Winston Jr. second at the festival recently, then Manella Study, then Maestro Conti, and the back marker is the favourite Selma Deveri as they make the sweeping turn into away down to the next flight of hurdles, the first of 3 in the home straight here, and they all jump that one reasonably safely. A steady pace set on ground that is officially described as good to soft, Lizzie.
Yeah, Selma Deveri is very much more relaxed than she was when we saw her at the festival. Maestro Conti also not far away from her there, held up, and Manella Study there in the middle.
Okay, well, as they go to the next of the flights in the home straight with over a circuit to go, it's Lord, one of the outsiders, trained by Donald McCain, son of the great Ginger McCain, who trained the Grand National winner 4 times, 3 of them, of course, with Red Rum, last of those back in 1977. But Lord leads from Ames, trained by James Owen, with Sean Bowen on this horse. On the inside, taking a restraining hold, is Winston Jr. and Harry Cobden, just not wanting to get run away with. Then it is Maestro Conti. On the outside of that one is Aqua Blur and James Bowen. Manella Study, who ran well at the festival as well, trained by Adam Nicol, towards the rear of the field. Mange 2 is on the inside of that one as they make the turn away to the back straight with a circuit to go, and just with 6 flights of hurdles to jump. It's a long run from that last one in the home straight to the next as they go round past the Grand National start and on now to the next fence. And still leading is Lord. On the outside still is Ames. There's a 3-length gap back to Winston Jr. and Maestro Conti getting a little closer, and travelling well is Jack Kennedy on board Mange 2. Is in 5th spot, then Manella Study, then a little gap back on the inside, Indian River towards the rear. Manella Study has slipped back a little bit, and as they continue, and Wolf Reyes towards the rear of the field. But up front, it is still Lord, but the pace has just intensified.
Yeah, definitely lifted. Aqua Bleu is the one who's dropping off the back of the pack here, unable to go with them.
Yep, as they go down this far side, they all jump that one safely enough, but as Lizzie alluded to, Aqua Bleu's race look as if that one's run, but still Lord going, setting a strong pace with Ames on the inside. Maestro Conti starting to creep a little closer as they make the turn. Also going well is Salman Daveri, who was 4th in the Triumph Hurdle, was very unlucky that day, but is the favourite and is starting to make a significant move in the Gold Cup winning colours of Rich Ritchie and Gaelic Warrior, as now still Ames then is starting to dispute and maybe just shading it from the long-time leader Lord. Then Maestro Conti on the inside. It is Winston Jr. and getting closer is Mange 2. In fact, there's no more than 7 lengths probably separating. Coming under a bit of pressure is Manella Study as they with 3 to go.
Indian River going well in the middle. Maestro Conti is the one who's eye-catching right at the front, but Mange 2 not far behind with Selma Deveri.
2 to go, and Selma Deveri going well, and Mange 2 is maybe just having the advantage. Jack Kennedy getting to work. Paul Townend on Salman Deveri. Well, it's an Irish 1-2 already. Gordon Elliott, who trains Mange 2, and Salman Deveri, Willie Mullins as they come to the final flight. And also running on is Indian River, is not out of it. It's a 1-2-3 for Ireland. At the moment, Salman Deveri coming up this side, maybe half a length up, but bravely Mange 2 is trying to eat into this one's lead. Mange 2 may just have it with half a furlong to go. Salman Deveri is rallying. It's going to be desperately close. Jack Kennedy working everything he's got here, and he gets Manche 2 home and wins by 3/4 of a length from Selma de Vere, who had her chance, but she couldn't find the key. A tap on the back from Paul Townend for Jack Kennedy on Manche 2 will confirm the 1-2-3. Thinking your River may have been third, but no doubt about the winner. Manche 2 win for Ireland, and Gordon Elliott to Jack Kennedy.
Yeah, Gordon Elliott breathes a sigh of relief. He only had one winner at the Cheltenham Festival last month. He started this festival with a bang. It was Indian River and Adrian Keatley who finished third there, and it was Wolf Rayet who actually finished fourth. It was a bit of an outsider, great run from him, but a fantastic start for Manche 2 at this meeting for Gordon Elliott.
And very interesting, some of the horses who've been running at the Cheltenham Festival didn't deliver. Winston Jr. had been a runner-up, never got in a serious blow in the end. Manella Studies race was run pretty early on, and so maybe it's a very different track here at Aintree to Cheltenham, and sometimes Cheltenham can leave its mark on horses, but Manche 2, who wasn't at the festival, proving the pick and doing it bravely.
Thank you, Lizzie. Just to let you know that Racing TV is the only channel showing every race live from the Brandox Grand National Festival. They have a grand offer to mark the occasion. talkSPORT listeners can get 60% off Racing TV for an entire year. Simply head to racingtv.com/talksport now. So we're going to set the scene with Rupert and Lizzie now. Rupert, I've just seen you tweeting a picture out. You've got your Villa hat on, probably trolling the Liverpool fans after last night, and you've got your big coat on, and you say it's a bit chilly up there.
Oh, no.
It is, and what did you just describe me, Lizzie, as
something from the Undateables?
Yeah, I look like the
That's nice.
Oh, that is harsh.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Well, he does.
Well, it's not a sexy look. But it's here for comfort.
How could a Villa hat and a big coat not be a sexy look?
Yeah. That's
very
true.
Well, I obviously. Well,
what is it that chap in that meme says? You ain't got no fans.
Yeah.
Can you say it? Go on, say it. Go on, say it.
The Wealdstone Raider.
The Villa Park, the whole end Raider. That's who Rupert is. That's great. Tremendous.
Well, it's certainly lovely. I've just seen a picture of my son in somewhere in Bologna having a lovely drink somewhere pre-game.
Right.
So, and in lovely Italian sunshine. So, but I'm delighted to be here up at the top of the grandstand. Well, it's good racing. I love my racing, and why not?
The two places Rupert could have been this afternoon are Bologna in the sun having a pint with his son, or at Augusta, and he's sitting next to Lizzie in the cold being insulted by her. So that was very much his third option. But Lizzie, give us you rode at this Aintree meeting, I take. Give us a flavour of what it's like.
Oh, it's great. It's sort of Cheltenham. It's so pressurised. It's honestly almost everyone in the weighing room's in bad form at Cheltenham because there's just so much pressure. You come to Aintree and you might be on a bit of a retrieval mission after Cheltenham, or you might be on a bit of a high after Cheltenham. It's just a totally different environment. It's very relaxed. It's really good fun. I always feel like the crowd just absolutely love it. They don't really know what they're cheering, but they just love it anyway. And it's just really, really good fun. The quality of the racing, especially today, has got higher and higher over the years. It is just as important to ride winners here as it is at Cheltenham, but there's just a really nice atmosphere here.
We've had a bit of news, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
Nick Rocket is out, Rupert, the winner last year, which is a bit of a blow.
Yeah, obviously it's had a bit of a frustrating season. They found the horse to be coughing, but what that does mean is a reserve comes in, Pied Piper, but good to do it now, and obviously it is disappointing because to try and win back-to-back nationals is a rare feat, but for Nick Rocket this season hasn't gone to plan, so it's probably not a total surprise, and would have probably struggled given his form this season anyway to win. So no Nick Rocket, but still a maximum field of 34 will be lining up. So disappointing for Tom Bellamy that obviously he's no longer got a ride in the race.
Liz, it might be nice to mark the card of people ahead of the Grand National on Saturday, because people who don't normally have a flutter do have a flutter on the National. So what are you favouring in the big race? Maybe a bit of each way value. We all have one of those.
Well, I think it's quite a tricky race, obviously. I do quite like Spanish Harlem. And Champ Kylie. It's Champ Kylie that I like. Danny Mullins riding Champ Kylie for Willie Mullins, 80-1 at the moment. Has got some form previously that I think would put you about there. He's a horse who has performed really well at Grade 1 level. We know now that the Grand National, you do need to have that sort of level of form. But one good pointer is that there are 3 trials races which really work for the Grand National. One of them is the Bobby Joe, which Grange Clare West won this year. One of them is the Ultima, which Johnny Who won, who's number 33 in this race. He's 14-1. And the other one is the cross-country race, which Final Orders won this year. So I think if you were to go for Final Orders or Johnny Who or Grange Clare West, I don't think you would be too far away from a winner.
Oh, John, we got happy memories of Johnny Who. You gave us that. That set us up nicely for a couple of days at Cheltenham, Lizzie. So, Rupert, what about you in the National?
You know what to avoid.
I'm going. Charlie, it was that sort of insulting aside.
Yeah,
you did that sort of stage whisper.
He almost didn't say it on air. That's it.
No,
but he did.
I think I said the quiet bit out loud. I apologise.
Yeah. Could you just keep your thoughts to yourself? But I know most people think that. I do have a sneaking regard each way. And we were talking to the joint trainers on our programme on talkSPORT 2 this morning.
Yeah.
Marble Sands.
Okay.
I think it is being backed as well. And it's run some good races this season. It may not be an obvious choice, but maybe it could be a fun each-way bet. So Marble Sands, I think might...
And you'll know where he is in the race at all points because he's the only grey. So he's the one that's going to get the most mentions.
I can assure you at 4 o'clock on Saturday when we broadcast live, Marble Sands may be the only horse mentioned. Because we will spot that one.
He's jumped the first, he's jumped the second.
Yeah, so that could be the plan. But important news is Lizzie has made sure that we have our reservation at the Salt House Tapas Bar in Aintree tonight. Our regular Thursday night visit. We are primed and ready to go, even though I am deemed undateable.
I've not eaten anything resembling Spanish food for weeks in preparation for tonight.
You're gonna go for it, Lizzie, are you?
Yeah. Well, Devon, a Devon known as a hotbed for Spanish food. Where you come from.
Any tapa? What's
patatas brapas pasty?
It would be. That's what you have. Yeah.
Yeah. A chorizo cream tea. What do you have first?
Yeah. It would just be a small pasty, like a mini
very
pasty.
Tiny little pasty.
Just a very small pasty.
You have to share with someone else, even though they didn't order it.
Charlie doesn't like tapas. He likes his own dinner.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right. He's always told us.
Oh, it's nice to share.
No.
Ruben doesn't like the tapas either. He just likes the red wine.
Yeah, that's it.
Does he?
I love a tapas and I love a bottle of Rioja. So the combination will be perfect.
But which is best?
Perfect tonight.
Only one way to find out.
Back to you later, guys, for our second race of the afternoon at 2:20. That's Rupert Bell and Lizzie Kelly setting the scene at Aintree.
I've only got 25-1 on Champ Kylie. She said 80.
Well, as soon as Lizzie tips up a horse, it comes in, doesn't it?
25-1.
Comes in. Well, there we are. There's a couple of little tips for you for the National. We'll bring that to you live, as Rupert said, on Saturday. But plenty of live racing to come. I'll have 3 races for you this afternoon, 3 more tomorrow.
Putting the whole £1 on it, Paul.
Oh, go for it.
In the lot.
Go on, Charlie. Well, that's good. Please gamble responsibly.
Exactly,
you're doing the right thing.
No
Just having a bit of fun. That's when the fun stops. Stop. So, HMBB versus Chat GPT. Get him in the mood for the Masters. Masters is underway. But some of the recognisable names, with respect to the boys who started at 20-1, will be underway around 2 o'clock, and we're going to be bringing you regular updates throughout the afternoon. But we'll get the sports headlines next.
bottom line is, if it's good enough for Real Madrid and it was good enough for Klopp, how's it not good enough for Tuchel?
How much? I mean, Madrid are not a good side this season.
No.
And are not going to win very much this season, are they? And Thomas Tuchel's got one opportunity to win something. And so he's got a limited amount of time to do it. And Klopp didn't win the things that people suggested he could have won. Whilst he's got a huge reputation on Merseyside and well-deserved, and his brand of football was fabulous to watch, the actual trophy haul was somewhat less significant than perhaps the reputation has been able to be steeped upon. And that's not a criticism, it's just a simple statement of fact. If you're getting into this tournament and you require Trent Alexander-Arnold to get past Ghana, to get past a weak Croatia side, and to get past Panama, then there's something fundamentally wrong, full stop. Not suggesting that he can't do the things that you ask him to do. I think you can beat those teams without Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's when it comes to the side, when you start playing against the teams that historically have caused us problems. And if you put Trent Alexander-Arnold on that side and ask him to defend, he's going to get done. And Tuchel doesn't want that, I suspect. And whilst it's okay, you can overcompensate for it and you can shift people across and start to cover for Trent, you start to balance the side to achieve that. So it's not about Trent being in the 35, which he probably could and should be, because there's no reason for him not to be, really. But you start chucking him in games against Ghana, then you'll have this massive press reaction to the fact if he doesn't play against a side where Tuchel thinks we need to defend better.
Yeah.
I think it's great that Trent can hit a winning ball. But we talk whenever we haven't got something. We always talk whenever we see something. We always talk about what we haven't got. Players get better when they're not playing. So when put Trent Alexander in the England side, and the England side plays a poor game, and he plays a poor one too, which he has done when he's played for England. He hasn't been earth-shattering when he's played for England. So I'm not really in the camp saying, well, it's a massive, massive must-have.
talkSPORT Sports Update, powered by the Nissan Van range, supporting van owners to get the job done. Search Nissan Vans or head to your local Nissan Van centre.
With your latest sport headlines at 2, I'm Matt Hutchinson. Good afternoon. All the details for the FA Cup semi-finals have just been confirmed. Man City Southampton will be a 5:15 kickoff on Saturday, the 25th of April, with Chelsea Leeds United kicking off at 3 the following day. Elsewhere, after Arne Slot says Liverpool were in survival mode and lucky to still be in their Champions League tie with PSG, we've asked Simon Jordan if the Dutchman knows he's gone.
There's a part of me that thinks that. I mean, obviously, I read between the lines and hear journalists talking about the fact that Liverpool's ownership are not entertaining that idea at this moment in time and wanting to see, to maintain the support of him because of the credit in the bank that he's got for last year.
Well, the second leg is at Anfield next Tuesday. Now, Harry Maguire says he's arguably one of the best defenders in the world in both boxes. He's been speaking after signing a new one-year deal at Old Trafford with the option of extending for a further year. Maguire also believes United can win the title next season. Heading north of the border, and as the Scottish Premiership title race reaches the home straight, Celtic are playing 4 of their last 6 league matches at home. But interim boss and talkSPORT's very own Martin O'Neill has dismissed the idea they've got a favourable draw.
We are so far away from winning a title, so hypothetical things, that's a million miles away, honestly. And it's not me, I'm not honestly playing it down. So far away from that, there is untrue.
Across the pond, the Masters 2026 is now officially underway, with defending champion Rory McIlroy teeing off just after 3:30. The Irishman says he's feeling calm and ready.
It's been a good 3 weeks at home, getting ready physically and mentally, and just trying to prepare for everything that this week is going to throw at me.
Plenty more, as always, at talksport.com.
talkSPORT News.
The Defence Secretary has warned Vladimir Putin, "We see you." And new data suggests no oil or gas tankers made it through the Strait of Hormuz yesterday, despite US reports claiming otherwise. Amelia's back at past.
talkSPORT weather with QuickFit. With over 400 EV-ready centres across the UK, we're top of the league for electric car owners. Visit quickfit.com and book today.
We're expecting this afternoon to be cooler and breezy, with cloudy skies and some rain moving eastwards across England. A mix of sunny spells, cloud and the odd shower elsewhere.
The talkSPORT 20k giveaway.
Yes, the clock is ticking. You have until 4 p.m. today to put yourself in the running for £20,000. Imagine that, 20 grand tax-free, landing straight into your bank account. Don't miss this chance. Make your move now. Here's what you need to do. Charlie.
Yes, for your chance to win, you can text WIN to 83338. Text costs £2.50 plus your standard network rate. Or call 0343 418 7260. Lines close today at 4 p.m. and that's when you'll need to answer your phone if it rings. 18 plus. UK residents only. This is a network promotion. Full T's and C's at talksport.com. For your chance to win £20,000, text WIN to 83338 now.
Best of luck.
Best of luck. Good luck.
Back to the racing. Rupert and Lizzie at Aintree, and we'll be chatting to Sammy Lander, who's been working with the US men's national team, sizing up all the referees they're likely to encounter in the tournament. It's marginal gains, isn't it?
It really is, Paul. That's how it works.
He's also a substitution expert, an advisor. And he's written a book about
does that mean he advises on what substitutes to use at the time in the game, or is he coaching the substitutes?
That's why he's coming on.
That's why he's coming on, Paul.
We're asking
These are my questions.
We're asking those questions.
Let's
anyway,
find
but
out
first,
if they're
it's time for this.
HMBB versus Chat GPT.
HMB versus Chat GPT. We go head to head with the knower of all things Chat GPT and try and predict the scores of 3 big games in the European competition involving English clubs tonight. Chat really should be winning all the time. I don't know if Chat.
You are flying, Paul.
Yeah.
His Chat is on 21 points.
Yeah.
You are also on 21 points. You both scored 7 points last week, which means you must have got at least 1 spot on. Maybe even 2 spot on.
Not so bad.
You are better than the internet. And I am on 12 points.
Your system are going on vibes.
Not better than the internet.
Let's say hello to... And now, if you're expecting kind of cutting-edge voice that you expect from Chat GPT, state-of-the-art...
You're not going to get it.
You're not going to get that. We haven't got that budget. Slightly shonky speak and spell machine from the 80s. But they have their own charm, if you want to call it charm. Good afternoon, Chat. Are you looking forward to the Masters?
No. Hate the Masters, lads, love the Beavers, but hate the Masters.
He loves the Beavers, but hey, what do you hate the Masters for?
I know, you know why? It's a tech-free zone. You've got no electric scoreboards and no mobiles.
Just people in the moment enjoying it.
It's the kind of Luddite golf tournament where people hold up signs and paddles.
Analog.
Yeah, it's an analog tournament. Is that what it is, Chat?
That's it, lads. Putting me and my mates out of a job.
Yeah, I suppose that would be some pushback.
Sounds upset, actually,
from the
doesn't it?
tech bros like Chat.
Sounds
Amen, corner. Who cares?
Who cares? Oh, he's really down on it. Really down on it. Yeah.
Wowee.
Other things. What else don't you like about it?
I was chatting to Tiger's sat nav about it.
Oh, yeah.
He is not very well at the moment.
I can believe that.
Really? Tiger sat nav
Who
not well.
needs a green jacket? Get with the now, lads.
Get with the now, lads. Is what he says. Yeah,
It's a green jacket.
Maybe
You'd look nice in a green jacket.
Yeah, and that's now. I tell you what is cheap though: the food.
Oh yeah.
The pimento. The late great Bob Bubka always used to tell us. Once you get into Augusta, it's a lot when you get in there. But if you want something to eat and drink, they don't. There's no price gouging. This is not the FIFA World Cup.
All right.
No, you can get your pimento cheese sandwich for $1.50.
Wow.
And the egg salad sandwich for $1.50 at a big sporting event. So what do you make it? Oh yeah.
Pass me a bucket.
Oh okay.
Yeah,
Fair
don't
enough.
fancy it, no, Chat.
You.
Oh right.
I think he's been sick, isn't he?
You okay?
You.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Anyway, well, at
he
least
does drink like oil or something, though, doesn't he?
He does. He drinks.
I think we've established in the past.
Do you think the internet drinks oil?
I think it's something like that.
Okay.
That's what Chat eats.
So at least you've not been having out Spurs. We talked about golf instead for once. So yeah.
Service a dud, Paul.
Oh dear.
Bring back Tudor.
Oh, bring back Tudor. That's nice. Very
He
good.
won't last 5 years.
Oh.
Yeah, you could well be right, Chat. Anyway, should we crack on?
Who do you love, Chat? And are you still there? No, don't know.
Well, we'll
Move on.
find out
Being
later.
told to move on.
Find out who he loves later. Bologna Aston Villa kicks us off. Chat, you're top. You're level with me, so we'll let you kick off. What do you think?
Villa are flying high, but Ballad are notorious tough to beat at home in Italy. 1-1 draw.
1-1 he's gone with.
yeah, not
These
bad.
two have played each other a fair bit, and I think Villa have been coming out on top. I don't know, there's something about Emery in this tournament. I think he's going to find a way. I'm going 1-0 to the Villa.
Are you?
This evening. Charlie Baker.
I think it's going to be goals, and I think
Really?
I think that Villa will be on top. I'm going to say 2-1.
Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't be at all surprised. That's live on talkSPORT tonight from 8. Over on talkSPORT 2, Porto versus Nottingham Forest. Chat, what say you?
This is a huge test for Forest. Porto has a perfect home record in Europe this season and remains a fortress. I predicted 2-1 Porto.
2-1 Porto. Yeah, they have been very good at home. Although Villa played them before, I think they're a better team. Forest played them before, they're a better team now. I think if they can come out with a draw, maybe Chris Wood coming off the bench, big thumping header. I'm going to go for 1 each for Forest tonight.
I think Forest.
I need them distracted by Europe.
This is the thing. I think
from a Tottenham point of view.
I think they've got too much to worry about in the Premier League. I think they're going to try and just stay fit, basically. I don't think I'm going to say 2-0 Porto.
2-0 Porto, blimey. Okay, fair enough. TalkSPORT listeners home in the car, live on TalkSPORT 2. Lovely trip to Florence for the Palace fans.
Yeah, they've been up and down.
Well, no, it's not. It's a lovely trip to Selhurst Park. They're at home
That'd be
tonight.
nice.
Lovely trip next week. Lovely trip next week, anyway. But yeah, just Selhurst tonight. I saw Oliver. We should tell
Chat
us
first.
Chat, tell us what you think.
Palace are making history with their first ever European quarter-final, but Fiorentina are seasoned veterans of this competition. 1-0 win for Crystal Palace.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Yep, he's right. Fiorentina can often be stinking the place out in the league, but in Europe they're a different kettle of fish. They have the know-how. So I think it might be a draw tonight. Might make it a difficult second leg next week. I'm going to go 1 each.
1 each. I was thinking 1 each.
This evening.
Palace have been up and down in this tournament, haven't they?
Yeah.
I'm going to say 2-1 Fiorentina.
2-1 Fiorentina at Selhurst. Okay, well, there we are. We'll keep you in touch with that one on TalkSPORT and TalkSPORT 2 this evening. Get your calls into the sports bar with Jamie and Jason at 10 after those matches. But Chat, just remind us who you do love.
I love the Beavers.
He loves the Beavers.
We'll catch
Hampton
up
and Richmond FC. Good luck to you.
We'll catch up with you. It's good you qualify that now and again. We'll catch up with you next week. More live racing coming up very shortly. But that was HMBB versus Chat GPT.
Let's go to Jay. He's an Arsenal fan. All right, Jay?
All right, Jay.
How you doing, lads?
All right, matey.
I'm all right, Jay. You happy?
Yeah. No, I'm not, mate. No, not really.
What do you mean?
That was absolutely diabolical. Where was Martinelli tonight? Where was he?
What do you mean? You just got one of the best assists of the season.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, Sporting Lisbon. Yeah, we're flying, aren't we, lads? Do you know what happened? Me and me boy. Listen, me and me boy.
Final of the Champions League. 1-0.
Me and me boy. I mean, mate that I work with, he's a Tottenham fan, right? So we've got a Tottenham fan in between us. We got the 68 minutes. We were all yawning.
No, it's a tough one.
Literally yawning. So listen, we flicked over to the Real Madrid game with Bayern Munich. Oh my days!
Hold on. You turned over.
True, right, mate. Why not do that,
You
Jamie?
turned over at Champions League quarter-final watching your team. You turned over and watched Real Madrid.
What do you want me to do? Go to bed at like 9, mate? Like,
that's an absolute disgrace. Jay, you're a disgrace.
Jay,
I'm
that
sorry.
is poor, mate.
That's
Really?
shocking.
Why are you
You're not
saying
watching
that?
your own team.
Listen, I wanted to watch football tonight, so I had to go
Arsenal
over to
fan.
Real Madrid and Bayern Munich to actually see a bit of football, lads. And what is all this all about? It's all about Arteta, isn't it? We're all crumbling. You know, the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, we're gone. And then tonight was the night that we went out to Lisbon, right, and we put a foot down and we showed that we want to win the Champions League. We're up, mate, nothing tonight. Absolutely, 68 minutes. Oh, Jamie.
The Masters on talkSPORT with Arnold Clark. Buy a used car and get a free 2-year service plan.
Yes, the 2026 Masters are underway. We're going to bring you regular updates throughout the weekend. Kicking off our first one now. You're going to be hearing a lot of him between now and Sunday. Let's hope for an exciting tournament. Sean O'Brien joins us. Good afternoon, Sean.
Hi, Sean.
Good afternoon, guys. Yes, the sun is shining, the azaleas are blooming, and the Masters is underway. Augusta looks spectacular as ever. Should be really firm and fast this week with this weather, and we should have a wide-open golf tournament here. I think when Rory won last year, he walked into the press room and said, what are we going to talk about now? And that still feels like the big question. I mean, Scottie Scheffler's the favourite. If he brings his A-game, he will win, but that's a big if at the moment. Not in great form, just had a kid, and Rory's not in great form either. He's had a lot to do this week as the reigning champion, and feels like it could be a little bit of a victory lap for him. He's the big story of the morning session. He's off at 3:31 UK time. As for right now, Jose Maria Olazabal has gone 2 under through 4. Angel Cabrera's 1 under. There's always a couple of past champions who make a fast start, but we'll get the kind of real contenders underway in the next hour or so, the likes of Tommy Fleetwood, Bryson DeChambeau and Xander Schauffele. So yes, we're underway, and you can follow all the action in our live blog on talksport.com.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Sean. Yeah, Olazabal in the lead at the moment.
Yeah,
bit of nostalgia. But
Oasis are back and Olazabal's in the lead.
Yeah, very, very early days. Let's head back to Aintree for our second race
that'd be nice.
Of the afternoon, the Manifesto Novices Chase. Rupert Bell and Lizzie Kelly with us, of course. Good afternoon, Rupert. Good afternoon, Lizzie.
Welcome back. It's still cold.
Yeah, and it's raining, but there seems to be I'm looking at the TV screen at the moment on Racing TV, and it looks like it's a bit of precipitation or not.
A little bit of precipitation. I think the Scots would refer to this as a dreek afternoon.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, it does look a bit...
I'm on Mambo number 5, Rupert. A little bit of Rita's all I need.
Yeah.
Is it when
it's 12 to 1. It seems to have drifted a bit. It's a big odds-on favourite, Lalamba Lizzie, in this race, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we last saw him, he was third in the Arkle, which is over 2 miles. This is stepping up in trip today to 2.5 miles. So everyone would suggest, or the way that he races would suggest that would be a big benefit to him. Cocktail Divan is actually dropping down in trip. He ran a good race for a long way at Cheltenham last month, over 3 miles, but this should sort of suit him a little bit better.
What do you favour, Rupert, in this one?
Well, I'm going to go with Charlie because he didn't run at Cheltenham, but I think Mambo number 5 might run a big race, and we'll find out because they're off and running in the Manifesto Chase. 2.5 miles. They start with the entrance of the back chase, and they've gone, Lizzie, very quickly into the first of the 16 fences. Mambo number 5 giving Ben Jones quite a difficult ride to that first fence.
Yeah, wanting to kick on. Harry Cobden right beside him on Blue King Daru, and also Cocktail Divan, who looks like he just might be the leader at the moment.
Yeah, they're settling down now after that fast run to the first of the fences, and Cocktail Divan is just maybe shining. It's a line of 3 as Ben Jones just boots Mambo number 5 into that latest fence and is upsides Blue King Daru on the outside. On the inside then it is Cocktail Divan. There's a 3-length gap back to Lulamba, and the back marker is Jax Jr. who's just a little bit outpaced in the early goings of this contest as they continue on, and they're making the turn out of the back straight to come to the next line of fences in front of the packed grandstands here at Aintree. And Blue King Daru and Harry Cobden just taking it on the inside of that one is Cocktail Divan and Darrow O'Keefe. Then they're now settled Mambo number 5 and Ben Jones as they come to that, all jumping it well enough. What do you make of Lulamba in the early stages? Just rather reached for that latest fence.
Yeah, it just seems to have found the pace a little bit, fast to start off with, but hopefully they'll settle down now. Harry Cobden on Blue King Daru brings them round into the home straight.
Of which there are 3 fences in this home straight before they go out on their final circuit, and it is Blue King Daru who has the advantage by about a length just on the inside. With 10 fences to go, it is Cocktail Diving. Then on the inside of that one, Lulamba and Nico de Boinville. Then Ben Jones on Mambo number 5. Back marker, as has been throughout, is the Tom Cannon-ridden Jax Jr. As they come to that next fence, this is an open ditch that they're coming to now, and it is still Blue King Daru going along at a steady pace. Nothing pace certainly conservative from the leader, Blue King Daru and Harry Cobden. Then on the outside, Darrow O'Keefe on Cocktail Diving. Inside of that one is Lulamba. Good leap from the leader, just opens up a 2-length lead, takes that one very effectively.
Yeah, just half length Cocktail Divan at that point as they pass the winning post with a circuit to go.
And still leading by half a length now is Blue King Daru. Then it is Cocktail Diving, just as I say, a length down. Just getting a bit squeezed on that turn is Lulamba, with Mambo number 5 just in 4th. The order hasn't changed throughout as they go through the Grand National start and then turn left-handed onto the Melling course. If they go straight, you end up on the Grand National course. But Blue King Daru and Harry Cobden have turned left and are now facing the next fence. And then it is Cocktail Diving and Mambo number 5. Not quite as fluent there. Lulamba just doesn't look to be quite enjoying himself at the moment. Or am I being harsh here?
I think Nico's trying to give himself a little bit of room to work into. He's sort of jumping into the back of the other horses. So Nico's just trying to... and he's unseated him. A bad mistake there, and he's unseated Nico de Boinville.
Yep, he was sort of kicked out the side door, and that's the reason you heard the gasp from the crowd there as the favourite didn't take that one well at all. So now we're down to just the 4, and it is Blue King Daru who's still out in front. Cocktail Diving, and then Mambo number 5 and Jax Jr. Lulamba unscathed in that is still going along and is now running upsize Jack Jr. But Blue King Daru still has it. Going along well is Mambo number 5 on the outside and Ben Jones. A line of 3 and then a 3-length gap back to Jax Jr. as they make the turn now, and the 3 all in with chances now as they come to this next fence, and it's still Mambo number 5. Blue King Daru on the inside. The jam and the sandwich is Cocktail Diving. This 3 now with 3 lengths clear. Lulamba might have an impact because they're still running with them, and Jax Jr. is in 4th spot now as they make the turn into the home straight. They've got 3 fences to go now, and the race is on in earnest. Any one of these 3, I think, can win it.
Cocktail Divan looks to be travelling the best. Blue King Daru booted into that and booted through it.
And so Blue King Daru just might be feeling the heat now as Harry Cobden reached the Swader, and still Cocktail Diving is going well, and Mambo number 5 looks as if it could be between these 2. Good leap from Mambo number 5 now as they come towards the final fence. There's a battle between these 2. Cocktail Diving, Blue King Daru is trying to run on but hasn't got an answer, but Cocktail Diving and Darrow O'Keefe do seem to have the advantage. finish, and Blue King Daru is trying to swerve his way past Lalamba. The loose horse could have an impact as they come to the final fence now. Blue King Daru is challenging, but out in front is still Cocktail Diving. Cocktail Diving now is 1 length up, and still here comes Blue King Daru, is trying to rally, but Cocktail Diving I think is going to hold on. Yes, he is going to hold on. He's going to win by 2.5 lengths in the end from Blue King Daru, who rallied bravely. Mambo, number 5, ran out of puff and is well beaten in third, but another win for Ireland, 2 out of 2 for the Irish. This one trained by Henry de Bromhead. Cocktail Diving coming out on top.
Yeah, and travelled really well wherever he went. He just always looked like, if anything, he was just doing a little bit too much. But I thought it was a fantastic performance, and Darragh O'Keefe is obviously doing really well for Henry de Bromhead, and I thought that was a lovely ride just to try and keep him under wraps.
And his Henry de Bromhead's former stable jockey is Rachel Blackmore, who's inducted into the Aintree Hall of Fame earlier today, of course winning the Grand National most memorably. But now Darragh O'Keefe has stepped up and is riding really coolly. And what do you make of that Lalamba fall, though? The sort of unseated, just a strange one, wasn't it?
He never really got into a rhythm. He never looked like he settled down. At points he looked like he was travelling too well. Other points he looked like he was struggling. I think he found it all happening a bit quickly for him and just couldn't relax. And, you know, it looked at the start like Nico de Boinville was hoping to be a bit closer than he actually ended up being. And then he was stuck on the rail with 3 of them in front of him, and he could just never get any room to get into a rhythm. But yeah.
Well, Nico de Boinville and Nicky Henderson will be hoping for better luck in the next race at 2:55, the Racing Welfare Bold Chase, which of course you memorably won, Lizzie.
I did indeed.
And they will be riding Django Bay, but it was 9 years ago, but it's gone in a blink of an eye. But the Bowl is our next.
Lalamba looked pretty relaxed once he got rid of Nico de Boinville, didn't he? Actually won the race. He won the race.
Well, poor old Nico, he gets some stick.
Yeah.
Don't you start.
I think he was holding the horse back.
Once again, I ask, do you need the jockeys?
Yeah, 03717. What's the point of jockeys? What's the point?
Just let the horses run.
Well, yeah, we might end up with some very interesting races when they're all going separate directions.
Well, that's a lot of people's acca's gone, including mine, Lalamba. That was so well done, Nico, putting the boot in today. So thank you, guys. Back to you later on. That's Rupert Bell and Lizzie Kelly there. So there we are. Charlie, no winner for you in that one. At 1 point.
Each way, but 2 places, yes, aren't they?
Yeah, it's a very small field. So still one more race, quite a long race. Just over a 3-miler coming up at 5 to 3, and we'll bring you 3 live races today, 3 tomorrow, and of course you'll get the Grand National live from Aintree on Saturday. And Racing TV is the only channel showing every race live from the Randox Grand National Festival, and they have a grand offer to mark the occasion. talkSPORT listeners can get 60% off Racing TV for an entire year. Simply head to racingtv.com/talkSPORT now. Substitution coaches, I never knew they were a thing. We're going to speak to possibly the leading exponent of that in the world and find out what he's up to with the American men's national team ahead of the World Cup, marking their card around the referees they're likely to encounter. That's all coming up.
I know you want to be diplomatic and you'll maybe tiptoe around it, but would you have gone in for the Tottenham job? Would you have taken it, given what we've seen? We've watched Tottenham and everyone's sort of dancing around it.
You just mentioned something there, and this would be more important to me, and obviously the career I've had, it does pay well. I wouldn't go in there. I wasn't looking for money. They could offer me a massive amount of money. I'm sure they're capable of it, and I'm sure, well, allegedly, they've offered De Zerbi a massive amount of money.
It would have been about
No, it'd have been about what you're going to gain me as a human being. What would I gain, right? You go in there, you get the job done. 6 games into next season. If you're not in the top 4 and the football's not what they want, rubbish, get them out. So you're not going to gain a lot there, are you? So then, and that's if you get the job done, because it's not easy. And then you don't get the job done, and then somehow it's on my neck that I took Tottenham down. You go, well, that ain't good for me as a human. This is not even about football. I'm going, well, that ain't good, is it?
What do you reckon?
You know what I mean? So I go, and then you get some money, and I go, well, I'm not thirsty for that. I've got some money, so how much do you want?
You know the dynamic of the industry. We all know the 2 biggest commodities in football are talent and gossip, right? Or money and gossip. Money and gossip, right? You must have
sad, isn't it, if it's an equal measure. Money and gossip beats talent.
Money and gossip was what I meant. Money and gossip, right? What do you think is wrong with Tottenham?
Well, I mean, I find it I find it really interesting from the outside. I know Thomas, and if I was a Tottenham fan, and I know a few, I thought the manager was getting a hell of a lot of heat and weight on that. And if I was Tottenham, I'd be looking at some of the players. Me personally, I'd be going, hang on a minute, look at all this money they've spent. And money doesn't guarantee anything, by the way. It's another myth about football, but it gives you a better chance. And you're going, right, so spend this money. Look at these players. Allegedly, I keep hearing this, and I don't Forest, all these talented players. Talent is when you deliver. You can be telling if you're not delivering, that ain't talent.
After Arne Slot said Liverpool were in survival mode and lucky to still be in their Champions League tie with PSG, Simon Jordan was asked if Slot knows he's gone.
There's a part of me that thinks that. I mean, obviously, I read between the lines and hear journalists talking about the fact that Liverpool's ownership are not entertaining that idea at this moment in time and wanting to see, to maintain the support of him because of the credit in the bank that he's got for last year.
2-0 down ahead of the quarter-final second leg. In talkSPORT's Adrian Durham's not sure Anfield is ready to give Slot the atmosphere he needs.
Less than a year since they won the title, but the connection is gone because they don't approve of the football, the style that's being played by Arne Slot's Liverpool. And the players, some of them were brilliant, but they're not anymore.
Now, Martin O'Neill's told White and Jordan Celtic have an advantage playing 6 of their last 4 Premiership games at home, but he's dismissed the idea. They've got a favourable draw.
We are so far away from winning a title, so hypothetical things, that's a million miles away, honestly. And it's not me, I'm not honestly playing it down, so far away from that there is untrue.
And Alexander Usyk's former promoter, Alex Krasiunk's told White and Jordan if he was still in charge, Usyk wouldn't be fighting a kickboxer.
Well, it's more like a joke, but on the other hand, I do understand Usyk and I do understand this decision because there are not too many options for him.
Usyk's defending his WBC heavyweight title against former kickboxing champion Rico Verhoeven in Egypt next month. There's more on talkSPORT's Boxing YouTube.
Power on talkSPORT. With Paddy's Super Sub, your new bet rolls over to the new player coming on. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Yeah, time now for today's Bet Builder with our friends at Paddy Power. We welcome Fern Buckley once again. We look ahead to tonight's Europa League first leg quarter-final as Villa travel to Italy to play Bologna. Good afternoon, Fern.
Hi, Fern.
Hello, hi
you guys?
Very good, thank you. Thank you. It's probably worth explaining briefly how the Bet Builder works first.
Yes, please.
Yeah, in case people don't know how much we mess it up on a weekly basis. No, we all make some picks across different markets, add them together, get some overall value on Paddy Power, and they put a £10 bet down on it. Hopefully we get it right. Because if we do, all the winnings go to the Attitude Foundation.
I've gone for a Villa win. I mean, I was tempted on the draw, but as I said earlier on, I think they might nick it 1-0 tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it is the most popular pick on Paddy Power, and they've won their last 7 Europa League matches, whereas Bologna lost both of their European meetings with Villa. It's the most popular pick, like I say. Villa looks popular and happy. Yeah, everyone's got that in their bet builder this afternoon. That is in at 11 to 10.
Charlie, what have you
I've
gone
gone
with?
for Morgan
Rogers.
Morgan Rogers to score any time. She's gone.
Oh, no. We got Burnley.
Well, he's only got 1 goal in the European, so that's quite a popular pick, and he's a super sub. So if for any reason he comes off, Paddy Power, protect your bet and move it over to whoever comes from.
I think
that's at 16 to 5.
Gone a bit Norman Collier.
16 to 5. 16 to 5. That's what we got for Morgan.
16 to 5.
Okay,
Missed
the rest of it.
Persevere.
Why are we doing this?
Producer Sean has gone Watkins to have 1+ shots on target. That's Ollie Watkins, not Fred Watkins, their youth player.
Oh dear.
No.
Maybe get back on the phone. Can we get back on the phone? Oh,
He's
he's
gone.
gone.
She's gone.
See if we can get firm.
Should we finish them off?
Well, we are.
Can we just go
What
through them?
Watkins to have, we don't know what the odds are, though, do we?
We'll get the odds. We'll come back for the odds.
Watkins to have 1+ shots on target.
Yeah.
Ollie Watkins, Newton Abbott's Ollie Watkins, of course.
Yeah, that's right. We don't know what the odds are. That's true. We're very
Fern reveals the people's pick, which is both teams to score.
Yeah. Which flies in the face of mine. We got Fern back. We had a line problem,
Cool.
Fern. Sorry. You can give us the odds then on
Guys,
Ollie Watkins.
do you know what? Wi-Fi's trying to do me in at the moment.
Yeah, it's trying to do you.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Watkins to have 1 shot on target.
Yeah, Ollie Watkins to have 1 more shots on target. Yeah, hit the target twice in his last match against West Ham. He's had shots on target in 3 of his last 5 league starts. So that is in at 4 to 9.
Both teams to score, people's pick.
Second most popular pick alongside Villa winning, like your pick. But Bologna, they're going to want to take a lead in the second leg, want to get some action out of it. And they've scored in each of the last 8 Europa League fixtures. So both teams to score. Another popular one, that's at 17 to 20.
And over 1.5 cards you quite favour.
I know. You know I love my card market. Just looking at a few of the players this match who normally pick up cards, like Lewis Ferguson, who was sent off in Bologna's victory, picked up 2 yellows despite being subbed on in the 78th minute. So, yeah, he likes a card or 2. And then John McGinn as well. Just see there being a little bit of action and a few cards being pulled out. That's in at 1 to 33.
So if this comes off, what are we looking at cumulatively?
Comes in at just over 11.5 to 1. So from a £10 bet, you get a return of £126, which is nice. And if we get it right, of course, it all goes to the Attitude Foundation, who do great work with the LGBT community.
Fantastic. Brilliant. Okay.
Thank you, Fern.
Thank you, Fern. We'll catch up with you soon.
Comes in.
Cheers, guys. See you later.
Care.
Any
There we
names
are.
come in for you this season, Paul?
Yeah, about a couple.
Yeah, about a couple. That's
Couple of
good.
big ones, not as many as we should have done. Sorry, Attitude Foundation. That was Paddy's Bet Builder for today. Minimum odds 1 to 5 per leg. 18 plus begamblerware.org.
Paddy Power on talkSPORT. With Paddy's Super Sub, your new bet rolls over to the new player coming on. T's and C's and exclusions apply. 18 plus begamblerware.org.
It is Rugby League time then. Not talking Super League today because it is Challenge Cup
lovely
weekend. We're at quarter-final stage. Tomorrow night, Saints take on Catalans Dragons, and then we've got Hull KR versus York Knights, Warrington Wolves, Lee Leopards, and on Sunday, Wakefield Trinity take on Wigan Warriors. Wakefield have made a really good start to the season. They're
very good.
Right up behind, I think, Wigan in the league. And they play Sunday afternoon. Joining us now, Caleb Hamlin-Whaley of Wakefield. Good afternoon, Caleb.
Hey, boys. Thank you for having me.
Hey,
It's
really
a pleasure.
welcome, Caleb.
Look, you always hope you can make a decent start in Super League before we come on to the Cup. But, yeah, what a start you've made. It's been fantastic. 4th in the league, so just behind Wigan at the moment, right up with all the big boys.
Yeah, it's been really good. I think as a team, we're just in a really good place. I know we started the season a bit slow with the round 1 loss to Toulouse. But I think all the boys have just started coming into one, and we're in a really good place.
As we can hear, you haven't got a Wakefield accent. But there is something about the Challenge Cup and the fact it's played at Wembley, which means when we have spoken to overseas players before, they say they're aware of it because it's Wembley and, you know, it's a TV game and everything. So is sort of back home, is this a big game? Were you aware of it before as a tournament?
I've heard about the Challenge Cup, but I didn't know how much it really meant. So obviously the English-based players, it's pretty big. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to hopefully playing at Wembley one day for it. Yeah. Hopefully this year.
It's been a while since Wakefield have been there, isn't it? I'm just trying to look back now. The last time they won the Challenge Cup was in 1963. When Eddie Waring was probably asked some of the older members of the team at Trinity, and they'll tell you about him.
You've been doing well in pressure games. I mean, you beat Castleford in the derby a few days ago, so you know the pressure's on the team, but you're rising to it.
We spoke about a bit of pressure coming off last season, first season back in Super League, and we did pretty well. So just spoke about how the boys are handling pressure as a team, and I think we've started to deal with that a lot better than what we originally were doing at the start of the season. I think boys are just locked in, and everyone's individually playing great too. So
you're obviously
great team games.
You're enjoying yourself in Wakefield because you've just signed for another 5 years. I mean, you're until 2030. So how? I mean, was it a bit of a culture shock coming from New Zealand?
Yeah, it was a little bit. I was living at Sydney at the time when I first signed my contract, and probably the biggest thing was just that it was just me and my wife here. Like, we weren't able to just go down the road and see my older brother, or 3-hour flight home to mum and dad. I think that was the biggest thing. But all in all, Wakefield's that's home for right now. The club's welcome me with open arms, and so have all the fans, and I'm just so grateful for it.
And your coach has been tipping you for England honours as well. You can play for England through your granddad, we understand.
So both my mum's parents born and bred pretty much in a town called Somerset. I think my mum even lived there for a bit, did a little bit of schooling here as well. So I'd love to represent England, but at the same time, all my focus is on Wakefield and hopefully winning a couple of cups this year as well.
Yeah. Well, and good luck to you at the weekend. Hope it goes well, Caleb. Thanks very much for joining us.
I appreciate that. Thanks, boys. Have a good one.
Thank you very much,
Caleb Hamlin-Whaley there, who's been playing very well for Wakefield Trinity. They take on the Wigan Warriors.
The weekend. Somerset. I was about to talk to him about the old, I drove a tractor through your haystack last night.
I'd be surprised if he's familiar with the Wurzels' work.
Do you think he was?
Have you heard of Edge Cutler? Was that your next question? It's a good job I cut him off, because you would have got an audio 1,000-yard stare, wouldn't you?
Well, he's from Somerset, boys. Somerset.
Well, I suppose he is a Somerset.
Somerset lad.
He's on
the Thatchers.
Yeah.
About to ask him about when Viv Richards and Ian Botham played for Somerset.
You're going to do a deep dive
into the Somerset.
Couldn't see it paying off, Charlie. I think we may have slightly lost old Caleb there. But good luck to what a start Wakefield have made. It's fantastic that it is so competitive in the Super League, and there should be some
great season. No one's having a stinker, are they? It's good.
If you've never been to a Challenge Cup final, and if you like a bit of rugby, you've got to go. If you can get yourself a ticket, it isn't easy, but it's a brilliant day out, and all the fans of all the clubs turn up wearing their shirts. It's a real proper festival, and you get to see a great game of rugby league as well. If you haven't ever got a ticket, do so. It's worth it. Anyway, Rob Earnshaw joining us a little bit later on. But heading back to Aintree, though, for some more live racing with Rupert Bell and Lizzie Kelly. But before that, Sammy Lander, football's first ever substitution coach, will be joining us for a chat.
I am delighted to say the man from Hackney, 28-year-old Viddal Riley, European Cruiserweight champion, joins us live in the studio. Loving it. The belts, the spoils of war. Well done.
I just want to say, I was born in Hackney, but I am from Tottenham.
Right.
Yeah.
Better be diplomatic on that one. How was it for you?
It was, it was a great experience being under a new promoter, new energy, big stage, just having the arena full to that capacity at the time as well, and just embracing my moment, just putting so much work in to get there, and just finally just enjoying being under the lights. It's been a year since I was out, since I was out again. So yeah, it just felt good to be back. It felt good.
Good. What kind of a step up was Masternak for you? Because this was a seasoned pro. He'd been in with Billum Smith. He'd been in with Tony Bellew. Hadn't won, but he'd been in with him.
Yes. No. Going into the fight, I never took him lightly. I never thought, okay, he's 38 now, I'm younger, that's going to be enough. There's a reason why he's been in the game this long. 50 wins, 33 knockouts. I'm going into the fight with 13 fights. There's no respectful reason for me to underestimate him. So I always knew it was going to pose this challenge, but I always knew that I could win in good fashion.
What do you think of this fella, Simon?
I thought it was a first-class performance. I mean, I think ultimately you talk about levels, and this guy was a European champion. Obviously, Viddal stepped up from English to British. He's doing it all the right way. English, British titles now at the European level.
Hawksbee and Jacobs here on talkSPORT. Back to Aintree for our final race of the afternoon shortly. Before that, we've been joined by the author of a book called Finishers, How to Create Your Own Super Sub. It's a bit of a buzzword, certainly. Mikel Arteta got it front and centre a few months back. Sammy Lander is the world's first substitution coach. Good afternoon, Sammy. Good to see you.
Good afternoon. Honoured to be amongst two broadcasting legends.
Well, I'm not a legend. Paul's the legend. Yes. I just turn up.
Well, look, thanks. It's an amazing subject, and people are far more aware. And the Mikel Arteta stuff was probably good for business. The way that he he was quite reverential about subs, wasn't he?
Definitely. Yeah, he put it in the spotlight for sure. But it's been something that we've sort of been busy in a way on for several years now. So it's great to see someone of that calibre of coach use it and get behind it. It's absolutely fabulous.
What's the sort of the core of what you do then? Is it moments to make substitutions, the kind of players that make good? I mean, how does it work? Tell us.
Very holistic is probably how I would describe it. So there's two parts of it. The first is the methodology part, where I go and work with the person. Mm-hmm. So players themselves will say, I don't know if you played back in the day or whatever, I still do, but
badly, yeah.
Players will always say it's the worst role in.
Well, doesn't like to talk about it.
Players always moan about it. It's a pain point for them. So if I can go and solve that, making myself
when
relevant.
You say a pain point, explain that in.
The word sub, players hate it.
Yeah.
Coming on into an intense game of football is horrible. Being dropped and being isolated and away from your mates.
Not in the first 11,
when your identity is playing is awful.
Yeah.
Getting 10 minutes and not really sure, knowing what to do with it. All these sorts of things is things that players themselves have sort of said to me and confessed, if you can fix this, then
So is it more chatting to the players that do find themselves more often than not on the bench, as opposed to talking to the managers about the way to manage substitution?
And then there's a flip side of it, which I refer to as like the strategy, which is where we'll go and work with managers to help build a strategy of the ways to sub.
Yeah.
Again, when I started this concept, we rolled out loads of questionnaires because I wanted it to be relevant. I don't want to just invent something for the sake of it. And managers were like, there's a hope, there's a gut feeling. And I just think that's crazy in today's era that, you're still maybe on 1-0 down and you're chucking the big man on, or big woman. And you're just going, is that like the best? There's got to be more to it. There's got to be layers and stuff. So that's where the data comes in. And there's a little bit more building an actual strategy and on a way of managing substitutes and when, the who, the where, the when.
And being physically ready and
all of it,
all those
psych,
things
tech, tack, social. Yeah, physical's quite an easy one to solve. We have cue cards that players use down the touchline because I don't know, when you go watch a game of football, obviously I watch it from a sub point of view, so the game's going on and you get players go down, drop to a knee, maybe open the gate, chat to their mate, and then they're back up, and that's what they're going to do. And you're just thinking, 30 minutes time, you're going to moan at me when you come on because you're going to have to hit your top speed, you're going to have to win your first duel.
Yeah.
The Premier League's a really intense league. Every league is intense now. The fixture schedule is becoming more and more. And you just think, like, how are we at the top level of football still letting something like that just go, I don't know, just unnoticed in a way. Do you know what I mean? It blows my mind.
So it's part of that whole marginal gains thing in football now. If you can just give yourself an edge. At any level, really, in whatever division you play in, then that's the key, I guess.
I would say so. I take good inspiration from goalkeeping coaches. I studied them for years, sort of coming up, because they are arguably football's oldest specialist coach. There is one coach that's designated to maybe 4 players, so it's a really good contact ratio. They have a culture, the GK Union is blessed about and talked about, and it seems to be a great thing to be a part of. They will challenge each other, they will support each other,
and rarely subbed off.
They travel the whole season as a number 2 and might never get on, but still every match day they're warming up the number 1. They're ready to go in case. And I just think it's a brilliant dynamic. And I think GK unions are really sustainable. And I think we live in a modern or an era of football at the moment where manager lives are getting smaller and smaller. If I can go and help something become a bit more sustainable,
I think one thing I'm really positive about England in the World Cup this summer is that our bench looks like it's going to be incredibly strong.
Yeah, weapons.
What do you think? There's anything you would suggest there, or?
That'll be an interesting one. So I've had a couple of teams in the MLS, and obviously the weather and the travel was just insane for those guys. Like an away day is an 8-hour trip, with a potential time difference, and humidity changes. So I think the way that they manage those, I know that Thomas Tuchel's talked about maybe having the subs in the dressing room, which I'm a big fan of.
It's interesting. There's a bit of pushback on that, feeling they don't get the sort of tempo, they don't get the feel of the game, they don't get any atmosphere if they're sort of locked away.
Yeah, I get that. And listen, there's going to be a toss of a coin for both sides. Perfect doesn't exist, is it? You're just trying to make it most relevant to what's going to get these guys to go on and score a goal, win you the game. But I think you can tailor a dressing room so specifically to what those subs need. So can you show finishes? So you can show them the clips. They get a much better view of the game. They've got their hydration. You can have bikes in there. They're going to warm up way more effectively. You might be able to get a functional room. Can you get touches on the ball? There's going to be so much more that you can utilise them.
Do other sports get it more right than football with subs?
Different parts of it. I've gone into loads of different sports. Boxing's brilliant for one-to-one communication, and I think that's something that football can always get better on. It's just honesty and hard conversation. Basketball is the obvious one. They get their culture right from the start because they sign players to be subs. That's it. So there's going to be a guy who goes, right, I'm going to get paid this much, and when LeBron gets a bit tired, I'm going to go on for 10 minutes.
It's all about minutes.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to come back off, and I'm probably going to get a ring at the end of it. And in a few years, when LeBron passes, I might step up. And I think that cycle is really healthy to start bringing into football for sure.
We're out of time because we've got to go live racing, but we will chat to you again about your work with the US men's national team before the World Cup, if that's all right. We'll get you back on, Sammy, for a chat. We'll get you back in if you can make it. But your book is published by Mabel and Stanley. It's out now. Finishes How to Create Your Own Super Sub by Sammy Lander, the world's first substitution coach. Where can people find it, Sammy?
Amazon at the moment. Amazon is the best place to get it, and all the socials I'm on. So
brilliant. Okay, good to talk to you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much.
And we will chat to Sammy again, as we said, ahead of the World Cup. But let's head back to Rupert Bell and Lizzie Kelly at Aintree. It's our final commentary of the afternoon. Good afternoon again, guys.
Good afternoon.
Welcome back.
So, Lizzie, Protectorate, there's a couple of quite familiar names in this. His is the one that stands out. Django Bay as well. So, So, yeah, a few familiar names in this race.
Yeah, absolutely. Django Bay, we saw quite recently, finished second after running an absolute blinder in the Gold Cup at Cheltenham. Pick Dory, more of a Grade 2 type of performer. Spillane's Tower is the horse who won an important trial for the Gold Cup but didn't take part in the Gold Cup on account of the ground. He does run it in this race today. Protectorat is a Ryanair winner. He's run great races in Cheltenham Gold Cups. He skipped Cheltenham this year and he returns to Aintree, a course and distance winner of the past. And Impere Par, Sir Willie Mullins, Paul Townend trained horse and ridden horse, and he didn't run a great race at Cheltenham. He was pulled up. So really, I think you could say that Django Bay is the one who had the hard race last time.
Yeah, that was in the Gold Cup behind Gaelic Warrior. Actually won this race 12 months ago before going on to enjoy success at Cheltenham. But it's a good little race. Spillane's Tower is still entered in the Grand National, but our gut feeling is that we assume he's not going to be running in that, so a reserve will come in. But it really depends, presumably, how he runs in this race. Well, looks as if they're coming to the line. This is a race that, as we keep reminding Lizzie, she had the great privilege of riding the winner back in 2017. A very important race on the calendar, and it may only be 5 runners, but there's a fascinating conundrum. And who are you sticking with here? Django Bay?
No, I'm sticking with Protectorat.
Protectorat, the old boy, at 11 years of age, co-owned by Sir Alex Ferguson and members of the Hales families, who are the late John Hales, who was a huge Villa fan. And anyway, that we digress, because what we should worry about is they come to the first of the 19 fences, and it is Protectorat who is freewheeling into that first of the 19. Django Bay in second. Pick Dory sits in third, a little gap back to Ampere Impasse, and Spillane's Tower are fourth and fifth. The two Irish Raiders running side by side. But out in front, it is Harry Skelton who is dictating from the front on the old-timer. Such a consistent performer, always gives of his best, and he is now 2 and a bit lengths clear of the Harry Cobden-ridden Pick Dory. On the inside of that one is Django Bay. Nico de Boinville just urging that horse in to that particular fence as they come past the winning post. They've got 2 circuits to go in front of them for this 3-mile 1 furlong contest. They're almost strung out in Indian file as they take the turn out of that home straight, and Protectorat leads now by 2 and a bit lengths from Pick Dory, then Django Bay, Ampere Impasse and Spillane's Tower. Mark Rolsh on board this horse, and for the Grand National winning trainer James Mangany, won it with Montes Pass a few years ago when ridden by Barry Geraghty. So out in front, though, it is Protectorat and Harry Skelton. He'll be riding Panic Attack in the big race as they jump that next fence. And 15 fences in front of them as they come to the next. And it is still Protectorat, who's now just 3/4 of a length, all travelling well within themselves, Lizzie.
Yeah, absolutely. Paul Tannen just trying to get Perry past a little bit closer. Protectorat, the sting has just come out of him. He was very fresh through those first 4 fences, but it's just kind of calming things down the back straight.
And Django Bay didn't jump that one all right. The previous fence was a little scruffy at that, the Cheltenham Gold Cup runner-up, but there's no more than maybe 3 lengths covering this field of 5 as they come to the next. And a little injection of pace. Pick Dory coming up on the outside, one of 2 11-year-olds in the race, the other being Protectorat, and they're half a length up now is Protectorat, with Harry Skelton just restraining. Almost Protectorat looks as if he wants to run away with Harry.
Yeah, just trying to get him balanced around these tight bends at Aintree. Pick Dory, he's happy where he is, just a little bit wider. Django Bay is in a nice pocket. Imperi Pass has plenty of space, and Spillane's Tower just clinging onto the coattails of them a little bit.
Yep, so maybe the ground not quite soft enough for Spillane's Tower. It's perceived to be a bit of a mudlark as they make the turn into the home straight again. And still Protectorat has the advantage. They've got 3 fences in this home straight before they can go out on their last circuit. Protectorat going the shortest way round. Protectorat about 4 wide of the Protectorat with 10 to go now as they come to this next fence. Django Bay sits on the inside, and then A little gap back to Ampere Pass, the man of Paul Townend, and Spillane's Tower, who lurches and lumbers at that one, but somehow gets away with it. Looks a bit, was stood way off it.
Yeah, there was a little bit of a difference between him and Protectorate, who absolutely flew it and is just beginning to gain a couple of lengths here and there, isn't he?
Yep, he's jumping for fun, Protectorate, really relishing it as they come to what will be the last next time round, and he jumps that calmly enough with Pic Dory, who's also travelling well, the 11-year-old. Django Bay on the inside, just being sort of urged along, and just wonder whether, and just get a little closer and just to keep him interested. It was a tough race, that Gold Cup, but Nico de Boinville trying to keep him going. Ampere Pass looks to be travelling well, and Spillane's Tower. Any warning signs, or is it?
Only Django Bay, who's just getting a little nudge and a little bit of a slap down the shoulder occasionally, but he's still very much in there pitching.
And of the other four, they all seem to be travelling well within themselves, although Spillane's Tower's been a little scruffy at one or two fences as they come to the next fence, the first in the back straight, and another good leap from Protectorate and Pic Dory. Ampere Pass looking now a little keener and getting closer to the leading two. Suddenly Paul Townend now saying, right, let's get involved with the leaders, and has moved up into third with Django Bay on the inside and Spillane's Tower still the back marker, and actually rather clatters through that one and is having to be urged back into get to the leading four horses after slowly over that fence. Harry Skelton still having fun. Oh, just a little close to that one, but reacted very cleverly, the horse.
Yeah, Protectorate very clever as they head down to 5 out. Ampere Pass just getting a bit closer now.
As they come to the next, Ampere Pass definitely getting interested, and Django Bay is now getting very keen. Pic Dory's race looks to have been run, and Harry Compton easing down, and Spillane's Tower coming upside, but Protectorate still leads by 2 lengths from Django Bay and Ampere Pass as they come into the straight with 3 to go, and Protectorate still look to be travelling well. Django Bay, Spillane's Tower is actually now starting to run on as they come to the next, and there's a good leap from Protectorate. Harry Skelton hasn't pressed anything. Django Bay staying going along really well as they come into the straight. Paul Townend looking to see where there may be some dangers from behind, because he's got on the inside of him Django Bay and Nico de Boinville, and Protectorate now suddenly coming under a bit of pressure. Into the drive position goes Harry Skelton. A line of 3 as they come to 3 out. Jumps it well is Django Bay. Ampere Pass seems to also be travelling well. Protectorate race may have been done as Django Bay and Nico de Boinville just saying, come on Django Bay, I need a big leap here, and gets one. And Ampere Pass crumbles on landing and is a faller and leaves Django Bay out in front here with Protectorate in second as they come now to the final fence. Django Bay just idling in front, and Nico de Boinville saying, no, I need to keep you going here as they come now to this next fence and final fence. Steadied into it by Nico de Boinville and just gets a little close, but he pops it nicely in the end and is actually going to come home in splendid isolation. So consolation for Django Bay after finishing runner-up in the Cheltenham Gold Cup is to come home a comfortable winner, but handed the race in the end with that fall from Ampere Pass. Protectorate is second, and just trotting over the line is Pic Dory. They are the only 3 to finish.
Absolutely fantastic from Django Bay. I just thought surely to have had such a hard race at Cheltenham, he wouldn't be able to reproduce that here today. He very much has. Protectorate, what an absolute star he is. He just always tries his hardest. Ampere Pass is up and being walked back by what looks like a jockey, actually, but not his jockey, someone else's, but not a jockey riding in the race. So I thought that was absolutely brilliant. It's so nice to see horses stay at that level, and Nicky Henderson, he's just a master of being able to keep those horses at that sort of level. But crikey, what a victory that was.
Nice victory from Django Bay, even money favourite. Some compensation, obviously had the disappointment of Lambert in the previous race, but Django Bay has picked up a nice prize and beating the gallant Protectorate.
Fantastic. Thank you, guys. Early finish for you two. Rupert, you can hit the mail back earlier than usual, can't you?
No, we are going to still be together for 2 races on talkSPORT 2. Then we're going to walk the Grand National course. I'm being dragged round the course by Lizzie to go and inspect the canal turn, which is a mile away from here. So I've got a 2-mile walk at the end of the day before I hit the Rioja. Right, okay. I've got a 2-mile walk before the Rioja.
I have to get the steps in before the Patatas Dos bravas.
That's right. Yeah,
That's the problem.
Lizzie is. She's got her game face on. She's not had any Spanish food for 2 months. She can't wait. Enjoy your tapas, guys. We'll speak to you tomorrow. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Rupert Bowen, Lizzie Kelly, as they're going to continue from the Grand National Festival over on talkSPORT 2. The 3:30 and 4:05 going to be live on our sister station. Easiest way to listen is to download the app and swipe to listen to talkSPORT 2. And indeed, all of our other sister stations like Virgin Times Radio, Talk Radio, etc. Now, Racing TV is the only channel showing every race live from the Randox Grand National Festival, and they have a grand offer to mark the occasion. talkSPORT listeners get 60% off Racing TV for an entire year. Simply head to racingtv.com, /talkSPORT now. Tim Vickery joins us shortly as we enter the world of South American football, and the birthday spread is still to come.
Sporting had previously won 17 home games in a row across all competitions. Arteta was interesting on that. Arsenal looked at that record and thought, oh yeah, watch this.
That's when you have a difficult period. I think the best thing that you can do instead of talk a lot is observe. Look around you and see how people react, how they talk, how they look at you, how they judge you, what they do. Do they look at themselves? Do they start to criticize other people? Look around and you're going to learn the environment and the people that you have around you. And I cannot be prouder to work in a club with people that the only thing they could do is ask, what else can I do to help? And when you have people like this, I don't know if it's going to take another week or two, but something good it will happen at the end because we deserve it.
There's a smirk that's almost a little giggle from Simon. Why?
I just think it's a new way of communicating that doesn't really resonate with me. I mean, players' jobs are to perform in every single game as much as they possibly can. And what you could ask the away travelling fans was how they could have been helped on Saturday with the embarrassment of losing to Southampton. You know, those circumstances. But what it does prove is that the idea that you've got to take each game in isolation. Every game has its own connotation. The cup final against Man City was a 50-50 game in which Arsenal didn't play well in the second half. The cup quarter final was a poor performance. You and lots of people yesterday were referring to the fact this was a very difficult task. I thought Arsenal would get a result. I thought Arsenal would come back from that game with, at the very least, a draw. They've gone there, they've done the job, and all people will do is talk about how they've played. It doesn't matter how they've played.
Yeah.
They've gone to a ground that most people can't go and get anything from, and they've got a point, and people should pack it.
Quick, hide! It's Hawksbee and Baker.
It's time then to talk South American football with our man in Rio, Tim Vickery. Good afternoon, Tim.
Hello, Tim.
Afternoon, gentlemen. I can see there, Paul, just behind you. You've got a sign there saying Rio Beach. Is that something that you took home from my part of the world?
Yeah, that's for you, that, Tim. Yeah, they've got a Spurs shirt up and they've got a Chelsea shirt up there. They don't seem to have been able to find a graphic for a Torquay shirt yet.
It's
a bit of a shame, isn't it?
Oh well,
bit of a shame.
Now we think we have a problem with sacking coaches in this country, but it seems to be worse in Brazil, Tim.
Certainly is. Yeah, we've had 10 rounds of the league. 10 coaches have now gone, so it's a coach around.
Wow.
Including on Jesse Lingard, who's just starting at Corinthians, and he's already on his second coach. Why does this happen? Well, I think probably the underlying reason is Brazilian football over the last few decades, it's gone from being regional to being national. And a lot of the regional clubs, they consider themselves great powers. But now the focus is national. There aren't enough major titles to allow all of these clubs to continue to aspire to the greatness that they claim. And so there's just this constant insatisfaction. Sack the coach, sack the coach, sack the coach. It is a game of musical chairs. And it has two very bad consequences on Brazilian football. Number one is that a lot of the ex-players, big contrast with Argentina, the ex-players in Brazil, the ones with top-class experience, they don't want to know. Why bother? Why, if you're going to get treated like that, why bother? So, where even in Argentina, even like Carlos Tevez is having a coaching career, the Brazilian Carlos Tevez, not a hope. So a lot of experience gets lost that way. The other negative thing is often the coaches are cautious because they do what they do in order to maintain their jobs, which is just don't lose. I remember a few years ago when South Africa was hosting its World Cup, it went big on Brazilian coaches, including in the club game. And afterwards, it kind of just, you know what? All they do is defend. And there's a club in South Africa called Mamelodi Sundowns. They were known as the Brazilians of South Africa. And I met a few people from the club a few years ago, and I said, "No, we ain't Brazilians no more. We've gone Dutch. We've seen up close too much of what it means. So we're now disciples of Johan Cruyff." So on and on it goes. The musical chairs, the dance of the coaches goes on in the Brazilian game.
There's a bit of a Brazilian match-up tonight in the Porto Forest game. At the back for Porto is 41 now, Thiago Silva, and he's up against Igor Jesus of Forest.
Yeah, and Igor Jesus has a lot to play for, and he was left out of the last Brazil squad, as was Richarlison. Now, Ancelotti, the coach, he brought in our first timers, including Igor Thiago, who scored from a penalty. Does that mean that Igor Thiago's in and the likes of Richarlison and Igor Jesus are not? We don't know. Trying to get inside the head of Don Carlo is very, very hard indeed. But what Igor Jesus will know is that anything that he does in these competitions is gonna help his chances of going to the World Cup. Thiago Silva did speak. His big ambition was to play in a World Cup, to play in one more. But he seems way out. He hasn't been on the radar since the last World Cup. So I think that's a forlorn hope.
The Copa Libertadores gets underway. There's a few familiar names and faces in there.
Yeah, a few. Jesse Lingard could get a game tonight for Corinthians. Angel Di Maria plays tonight. And that's a big thing because his return to Argentine football with Rosario Central, where he's playing alongside and making goals for Alejo Vélez. You might remember him lumbering around the field at Tottenham. But since he's gone back, Di Maria has been the outstanding thing in Argentine football. Right. He retired from international game nearly 2 years ago. There's a come back, all is forgiven. But he's saying, no, I'm not going to come back. So this is what we got with him. We got the Copa Libertadores, and he's in action tonight at home to a really interesting side from Ecuador, a side called Independiente del Valle, who produced Moses Caicedo, produced Hincapié of the Arsenal, produced Pacho of Paris Saint-Germain, who the Ecuador coach says is the new Van Dijk. So that's the tie of the first round. And so far, the first two nights, and this is such a big contrast, I think, from top-class European football, we've had 12 games, 16 goals, ladies and gentlemen, 16 goals. I watch the European stuff and think, wow, they're so madly attacking. It's so open, much more cagey on this side of the Atlantic.
That's, of course, if people don't follow it, it's the kind of Champions League of South America.
It is.
Now, this is an interesting one. An Argentinian player has come out. He said first in the professional game. Is that in South America or just in Argentina? Is that in Argentina?
No, in Argentina, but there aren't too many in South America. This is a big thing. It's a big thing, and it's quite cute, this story. The fellow's name is Ignacio Lago. And he knows the way to Santa Fe because he plays for a club called Colón from Santa Fe. It's about, say, a 7-hour drive north of Buenos Aires. He's a winger. And they were doing a TV show. This is back in July. A TV show, a kind of almost like This Is Your Life kind of thing, when people pop up and talk about you and so on. And his partner popped up and said, and they talked about their relationship. And this was the first that the media knew about it, although I think the population of Santa Fe knew about it. And they were really cool with it. So it's only become a big story in the last 10 days or so. For all these months since July, because the people up there, well, it's cool. It's cool. It's just the way it is, which is really sweet. And now, an Argentine football is ferociously macho, really macho. But the reaction to this has been really sweet. He's getting lots and lots of support. Obviously, there'll be plenty of comments as well that he's going to have to go through, but he's getting lots and lots of support. So it's a little bit one of those Simon Smith and his amazing dancing bear situations. You know, it's just amazing how fair people can be.
Yeah, well, it's good. It's really good to hear that because
no one's business, is it?
No,
So, you know.
indeed. Tim, we will catch up with you next week. All the best. Thank you.
Look forward to it. Cheers.
Tim Vickery with the latest from the world of South American football. Robert Earnshaw joins us next. We're going to talk a bit more about Porto Forest and maybe touch on the other games this evening as well. We're bringing that one on talkSPORT 2 from 8 o'clock. Bologna Villa is on talkSPORT. But the Masters is underway. We were just watching Jack Nicklaus and Tom Watson rolling back the years a little while ago.
But Fitzpatrick just put one in the trees off the tee. That was good fun.
Matt Fitzpatrick. So a few of the contenders are starting to get out there. Sean O'Brien joins us with an update. Sean.
Yeah, speaking of rolling back the years, Jose Maria Olazabal and Sam Burns are your leaders at 2 under. Olazabal, obviously a past champion. Great to see him giving us a bit of nostalgia here on the front nine. But it's all eyes on the first tee, and it's a bit of a who's who in the world of golf at the moment. Shane Lowry stuffed it to about 2 feet and birdied the first. Patrick Reed followed him in with a birdie at the first as well. He's playing alongside Tommy Fleetwood and Akshay Bhatia. So a bit of a dark horse trio there. Really is about time Tommy Fleetwood won a major. And then following them down the first fairway, Bryson DeChambeau, Matt Fitzpatrick, as you just mentioned, and Xander Schauffele. So lots of people tipping Bryson actually this week. And I think Xander Schauffele is someone who's gone a bit under the radar. And Matt Fitzpatrick, obviously, with a win under his belt already this season. And then, of course, at 3:30, Rory McIlroy goes off alongside Cam Young, who again is being tipped as a bit of a dark horse. So I think you could talk yourself into most of these guys winning. It really does feel wide open. But at the top is Olazabal and Burns. And you can follow our live blog at the top of the website over on talksport.com.
The Masters on talkSPORT with Arnold Clark. Get an extra £500 when you part exchange your car.
A little bit of emerging news online today regarding Mohammed Kudus. It's being reported in some circles, I think including Tom Bartley from The Sun, who's been across this story, that he has had a setback. It's not been confirmed by Tottenham and will not play again this season.
You needed him.
Talk about never rains but it pours. I mean, creative outlets at the moment aren't to come by for Tottenham, and maybe I think
I've not seen you since De Zerbi's got him been in charge, Paul.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean,
happy with it?
It always feels a bit one step forward, 2 steps back. But I think we are cursed. I think we need Barry Fry to go down to
get around the corner
and have a wee in each corner of the pitch because. Anyway, it's not been confirmed by the club, but it comes from some pretty solid sources.
I've got a friend who's particularly unlucky in love. She's always breaking up with her. And I said, I think you're cursed. You need Barry Fry to come round your house. But I didn't explain.
It's a bit much on Barry, isn't it? I mean, he's in his 80s now. I don't know if he can produce that much liquid.
He might be there a few days.
Sorry. Imagine that. I reckon Wednesday I'll be able to go. Tell that Adrian Durham to shut up. Hello, Barry. Happy birthday for the other day,
Hello, Barry. I'll be looking at the birththings of you, Paul.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Well, I mean, it was 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, just saying.
If Barry Fry comes up, I'll retire.
Paul.
I'll retire. But no.
Interesting you knew that it was someone's birthday.
We used to play cricket with Barry and it popped up.
Yeah.
Anyway, there we are. Birthday spread still to come. I'm feeling quite confident having a look at the birthdays. But Rob Earnshaw joins us next.
Standard Banbury cake.
Formerly of Forest, to look ahead to the game against Porto. We're here with Toolstation. You can get your toolbox essentials this spring with big savings on screws and fixings. Next stop, Toolstation.
Harry Maguire turns like an ocean liner, you know, and they take a time to turn, and you see that in an instance, an £80 million footballer that can't move.
A bit harsh, Simon, a bit harsh. I didn't like that from Simon. Yeah.
Well, he's certainly silenced those critics, hasn't he, in his
Simon
performances for the last couple of seasons, Gabby?
I felt sorry for him because he wasn't at his best, but it got to a stage where it was bullying, online bullying of Harry Maguire. Everyone jumping on the bandwagon, setting up reels of every little mistake he did, when you can do that on every player in the world, the mistakes that they make. And then you had pundits being harsh. Roy Keane was harsh. You've heard Simon there. A bit overkill, to be honest. I'm happy for him. Amorim didn't play him enough. He's had his injury problems, but since he's come back into the team under Michael Carrick, he's been one of Manchester United's best players. New deal, back in the England squad, and I think he'll go to the World Cup and hopefully has a good World Cup for his country.
Like you mentioned there, he fell out of favour under Eric Ten Hag. Like you mentioned, struggled for game time under Ruben Amorim. But, he's enjoying a revival under Michael Carrick, starting all 10 matches since his appointment in mid-January. Also, now he's signed a new one-year contract to the club with the option of an extra year extension. And bearing in mind he was out of contract at the end of the season, Director of Football Jason Wilcox says here, Harry represents the mentality and resilience required to perform for Manchester United. He's shown such great mental strength, and that's really what needs to be applauded.
100%. I mean, a lot of other footballers, maybe the younger generation, probably would have crumbled with the online bullying that he received.
Now, closing today at 4 p.m, it's your final chance to win £20,000 tax-free. That's tax-free cash. What about that? To enter on full T's and C's, head to talksport.com/win now. Your time is running short.
Yeah,
birthday spread to come. Before that, we look ahead to one of the two games we bring you in Europe this evening. Bologna versus Villa is on talkSPORT, and Porto versus Forest on talkSPORT 2. Joe Shannon and Leanne Sanderson, your commentary team for that one. Joining us now to chat about that and more is the former Forest frontman, Robert Earnshaw. Good afternoon, Rob.
Hello, Rob.
Afternoon, guys.
It's an interesting one. I've seen various theories on it. Interested to get your take. Is Europe a distraction for Forest, or with, because despite that win against Spurs, they're kind of still down there in the mix, and they need a couple of wins, you would think, or is it a morale booster as they look to stay up?
I believe it's more than a morale booster. I'm one of those that if you are able to play in a European competition for a big club like Nottingham Forest, then it's an absolute pleasure. You should never, ever wish that away, because at some moments you might be looking back and those are some of the greatest moments. Now, you got to remember, since the 90s, Nottingham Forest not been in Europe. I've not gone into Europe at all, not reached the heights of where they were last season, able to qualify for a major for a European tournament. Now, don't wish that away. That's an absolute pleasure. I mean, if you are the kind of wishing those moments away, that you shouldn't even be playing. So it's very different to how a player, when it's a player, you're relishing these. This is great experience. This is playing against some top European teams. But from a fan's perspective, you kind of thinking, no, I just want to focus on the Premier League because we're struggling there and we need to stay in the Premier League. So it's very, very different from a player's point of view to a fan's point of view. But you never wish away these things. For me, you should. I don't think it takes anything away. If anything, some of Nottingham Forest's major games this season have been in Europe. The question is just balance that with the form into the Premier League and winning a few more games in the Premier League.
They've looked good in the Europa League, haven't they? I mean, they've even beaten Porto earlier on in the tournament. Though say Porto are in slightly better nick and in better form than they were then. But it's a bit like Tottenham, really. They've not always been able to transform that sort of form that they've had in Europe into the Premier League games.
Yeah, and it's one of those, you've managed to qualify for Europe last season, and then there's the excitement of it. Now, I think maybe psychologically, I think the players need to kind of just think, do you know what? What's the difference? The difference is maybe some nights you're a little bit more excited. Now, they might not admit this, but you might be a little bit more excited, a little bit more tension. There's a little bit more excitement for the European games than some of the Premier League games. Now, you've got to adjust that as a player. That's just the truth of it. It's the same as sometimes when you go to an FA Cup game and it's a lower league team and it might not be, so good on that day or whatever. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you have a Premier League game. Now it's the other same way in the European time because they beat Porto. Porto are top of the Portuguese league by 5 points. This is a top European team. So sometimes it's those little things. But you've got to take care of the Premier League. It's now 7 cup finals for Nottingham Forest now from now on, and also it's a cup final because you get knocked out in Europe as well. Yeah. But why not? For me, why not Nottingham Forest? We see them stay up comfortably, and also maybe be a real contender to win something in Europe as well, and that would be something.
Now, away from this, Rob, I want to ask you about a comment from a man you know well, Chris Coleman, about someone else you play with, Craig Bellamy. He was talking about whether Craig Bellamy's ready to manage Celtic. Chris doesn't think so. He says, it's basically saying it's a big leap. An international management is completely different. Although he had some experience with Vincent Kompany at Burnley, he wasn't the man in charge. And he kind of seems to be hinting at the fact there should be a job in between simply because Celtic is such a big job. I mean, I'm interested to get your take on that.
I've got kind of from different angles. One angle is we don't want him to be lost, with Wales. He's doing an amazing job, and he's really, yes, we didn't qualify for the World Cup, but you see the qualification throughout. It was incredible. It's brilliant. Great football. And on the other side of it, he's shown, I think, a lot of things, a lot of positive things. Him as a coach, him as a man manager, him as a tactical real, I guess, somebody who's tactically brilliant in terms of how he handles his team, how he sets up his teams. Of course, there's going to be people that want him. Would Celtic be better off with the Craig Bellamy in charge? Absolutely. Absolutely. He's ready for that. And I've kind of got to see him behind the scenes. Of course, he's ready for it. But on the other side of it, we also, from the Wales perspective, we don't want to lose him because I think he's got more to give with Wales. And I think it would have hurt him to not qualify for the World Cup because he felt that he could actually do it. This team could have done it. Yeah, it's just a bit of luck.
Yeah.
And that's what it came to. But he's absolutely ready.
I think, to be fair, Chris Coleman, he said he would like to see him stay with Wales for another campaign, so he's kind of agreeing with you there. But, Rob, enjoy the game tonight. Appreciate your time. Thanks very
Rob.
much.
Cheers, guys.
Robert Earnshaw there, former Forest striker. It's live on talkSPORT 2 against Porto this evening, and we bring you Bologna versus Aston Villa, and we'll keep you in touch with Palace Fiorentina as well. And you can get your calls into the sports bar at 10. But the birthday spread is almost upon us.
We're playing that again, are we? Right.
Yeah, I know you're a big fan. Jeff Peters joins us. Andy Jacobs has the gags and the birthdays, and that is coming up in a few moments.
Cucurella has said one or two things that you might have thought would have landed him in similar trouble, but hasn't, whereas Fernandes has been punished. Where do you stand on this? Is it impossible for Fernandes to wear the Chelsea captain's armband again, or is it no highly likely that he will, in view of what the noises are coming out of Chelsea?
No, I think if you get punished and you take it the right way, then he can change and get better and wear the armband again if he has lots of qualities that the manager sees in him. I quite like the punishment. I do feel for the manager at the moment. They've been on a bad run, and he's getting a bit of unfair criticism. It's a lose-lose, really, because if he doesn't do anything, then he's looking like he's not being disciplined enough, and someone will criticise. And if he does it, and then they lose to Man City without arguably one of their best players, their captain, and it's like, why you punish him? Could have fined him, whatever. But I think from a player's perspective is how I always look at it. I think when I've had managers that show a real firm hand to players who you wouldn't think would be treated that way, and I could give you examples, it makes everyone else go, whoa. I remember Houle when he got the sole job on his own and he went, bum, he got rid of Incy straight away. Didn't want him. Nobody couldn't believe it. He was captain. I remember Neil Lennon was a legend at Crewe, and he messed around one day, sneaking his car down to the train ground we were supposed to jog down. It was like part of the warm-up, and he'd hide his car at the pub, and the manager, saw that he did it, and he didn't play him at the weekend. Done, you're not playing.
Right.
And I was like, my God. And it just sets the tone. I quite like it.
After Arne Slot said Liverpool were in survival mode and lucky to still be in their Champions League tie with PSG, Simon Jordan was asked if Slot knows he's gone.
There's a part of me that thinks that. I mean, obviously, I read between the lines and I hear journalists talking about the fact that Liverpool's ownership are not entertaining that idea at this moment in time and wanting to see, to maintain the support of him because of the credit in the bank that he's got for last year.
2-0 down ahead of the quarter-final second leg. And talkSPORT's Adrian Durham's not sure Anfield is ready to give Slot the atmosphere he needs.
Less than a year since they won the title, but the connection is gone because they don't approve of the football, the style that's being played by Arne Slot's Liverpool. And the players, some of them were brilliant, but they're not anymore.
Now, Martin O'Neill's told White and Jordan Celtic have an advantage playing 6 of their last 4 Premiership games at home, but he's dismissed the idea. They've got a favourable draw.
We are so far away from winning a title, so hypothetical things, that's a million miles away, honestly. And it's not me, I'm not honestly playing it down. So far away from that there is untrue.
And Alexander Usyk's former promoter, Alex Krasiunks, told White and Jordan if he was still in charge, Usyk wouldn't be fighting a kickboxer.
Well, it's more like a joke, but on the other hand, I do understand Usyk and I do understand this decision because there are not too many options for him.
Usyk's defending his WBC heavyweight title against former kickboxing champion Rico Verhoeven in Egypt next month. There's more on talkSPORT's Boxing YouTube.
Time then, with all this live sport going on, the Masters, the racing, the football back this weekend, Europe tonight. It's the birthday spread. Highly competitive battle between myself and Charlie to try and guess the ages of 10 people Andy Jacobs has collated this week who've celebrated birthdays this week. And it's our job to try and guess how old these people are. We won't get them all right. We could be marginally out on that.
Speak for yourself.
Margin of error.
I might get them all spot on.
You could do, Charlie. It would be. It's never happened to either of us. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Andy has a little bit of a funny attached to each one. Jeff may have a funny attached to each one. Hopefully not each one, but just the occasional one. Let's say hello to Andy. Hello, Andy.
Hello, Andy.
Afternoon, boys. And it's back. Looking forward to it.
Barry Fry isn't one of the birthdays, is he?
Oh, no. It's the first one.
I knew this. I knew this.
It wasn't.
Little heads up for you, Paul. Barry Fry's in there. Check out see how old he is.
Yeah.
He's not in.
No, he's not in there. Good afternoon, Jeff.
There's Jeff.
Hello, lads.
Hello, mate.
Hello, mate.
It's been a flawless start to the year for Paul in the spread. 8 nearly leads Charlie. He's run his 9 successive wins, so he could be on for the perfect 10. And just quickly, belated birthday wishes to a fine singer. Listen, she's one of Michael Parkinson's favourites.
We're singing our latest single. Welcome, please, Norah Jones.
Norah Jones.
Jamie Cullum. Amazing performance. Thank you very much indeed, Jamie Cullum. Norah Jones. I do a talk show.
You do a talk show? That's interesting.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Michael Bublé.
Jamie Cullum. Norah Jones.
That's it.
Michael Bublé. Norah Jones. Jamie Cullum.
It's a bit in.
It's long.
It's a bit in.
It's good, though.
We're going to have to turn it down now, Jeff, because we
put the work in.
We go off at 4.
As I called you, Jeff, on Instagram, the king of the 8-liners.
That took me hours to do.
It's good.
It's the king of the 8-liners, Jeff Peter.
No respect to it whatsoever. If anybody wants a copy of
Went
it,
on a long
Instagram,
time, Jeff.
Mr. Jeff Peters, send me a DM.
Went
and I'll
on a
send
long time.
We're
Jeff.
off.
You missed some bangers in it, honestly.
Just going to say, do not DM
classics.
Jeff on Instagram. Stay out of this
Mr.
DMs.
Jeff Peters.
Let's get underway. Here's Pele and Sergio Mendes.
It's better than your old handle, let's be honest. Anyway, it's the broadcaster and former cricketer Jonathan Agnew.
Oh, yes.
Aggers, yeah.
And yes, and after a diplomatic incident in India, Jonathan and I found ourselves falsely banged up in a Mumbai jail. It was his job to clean the latrines. I said to him, do slop it, Aggers.
Oh, nice.
Just didn't quite get his leg over. Aggers, do stop it.
It's like Adrian Just.
That means he's going to start doing a teenager on the back of the bus.
He's going to start doing the punchlines in the blood donor next. Anyway, 60.
An armful.
66. What do you reckon, Agus?
Yeah. 68.
He's 66. Good start.
Oh, not a bad start for me there.
Banbury cake.
There we are. So I'm on.
Manchester, Plymouth Herald.
I'm on naught, Jeff. I take it.
Yeah, Paul 0, Charlie 2.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
Unbelievable brazen start. Spot on.
Well, in the
Bang.
absence of Barry
I'll pretend I don't know. What a cheat. Cheats game. I go away for a week. Nothing changes.
Charlie leads us off for the second one. Here we go.
It's singer and actor Lady Gaga.
Okay.
And, yes. She was due to be on a chat show I was producing when she fell asleep in the dressing room. We were warned it might happen and were told the only way to wake her was to poke her face.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lady Gaga.
Gaga.
If Parky was still with us, which we do hope he was, we'd have the new wave, wouldn't we?
We would do. And I wish someone put together a sound effect selection.
Okay, yeah, that's what all they were missing. That
would be great.
What do you think?
A short one.
Good.
A short one.
Short one, yeah. Yeah.
Brevity is the soul of wit.
Indeed.
I'll put it in the WhatsApp group anyway, don't worry. So you
43.
can ignore it.
43.
So you can ignore it there as well.
40.
Nora Jones.
40.
Nora Jones.
45. 45. 45.
40.
40. Sorry.
Happy
sorry.
birthday,
Sorry,
lady.
Gaga, if you're listening. So I'm 5 out, Jeff. I know that.
It's 5-all.
5-all. Okay.
Gaga's definitely not listening.
Back to me. I tell Gaga loves the spread.
She loves the spread.
She listens every week. She likes Charlie's meltdowns.
Yeah, she likes Tim Vickery's South American Football Roundup.
Yes, she does.
She's in.
Oh my God, I love Deb's ironing shop.
Oh yes,
in Wakefield.
Yeah, that's it. Shaky wakey.
Yeah, she got Deb's ironing shop to iron a dress of meat that she wore.
Yeah, that's not easy because you start it starts to cook.
It does for a bit.
Yeah.
It's a lot smaller.
Yeah.
How,
They braised
say,
it.
they say, how do you want it? They say, oh, medium rare.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, where was I? What's the third?
It's the third birthday. We haven't done it
You
yet,
haven't asked
Paul.
me for it yet. Do you want me? Do you want it?
Yeah, go on
okay.
then. Yeah, go on.
Why not?
It's the actress from Taxi,
Oh, yeah.
Marilu Henner.
Yeah, Marilu
Henner.
Yeah.
She's just started actually a soccer school on the east coast of Spain. Her focus is on working with young strikers from Ecuador. You must have heard of Henner Valencia.
Wow, that's
Do you know what, in that, I don't know who the person was.
Marilu.
I didn't get the reference.
Marilu.
What, you've never heard of Henner Valencia?
No,
What
I
player
know
he
Taxi. I
was?
love Taxi.
Yeah,
Henner Valencia, I know that is.
You remember Marilu Henner, don't you? Is it me to kick off?
You'd kick off.
74.
How old's Danny DeVito? That's a good shout, isn't it?
Yeah. He was younger than her.
70. Oh.
Bit younger.
Was he?
She was young. Although you always looked old. He might
76.
74. Spot on again.
Oh.
Standard.
So
Get your cake. Your Banbury cake.
I stay on 5.
They have birthdays in the Banbury cake. I think they do.
David.
Do you have birthdays?
Birthdays in the Banbury kick, David. What's the scores, Jeff?
Do Mexican waiters understand this quick? No, they don't.
No, they
It's
don't.
Paul 5, Charlie 7.
7-5. It's still a good game, this. Birthday 4 on to Charlie.
Two direct hits. Bit of cheating.
Good start, yeah.
Moving on.
Okay, it's the great singer Tracy Chapman.
Oh, yeah.
Tracy Chapman. And the last time I saw her, actually, she was on the Netflix show Drive to Survive, and she was asking Max Verstappen the secret of his success.
Pardon?
Yeah, what was she asking him?
The secret. The secret of his success.
Oh, yeah.
And unsurprisingly, he said, I've got a fast car. Yes, he did.
He's moaning at the moment, Max Verstappen, and he's moaning about
Yeah, he's not moaning, yes. But I bet you sympathise, don't you?
Yeah.
Tracy Chapman.
Yeah.
Tracy Chapman.
What do you think?
Tracy Chapman.
Katie Malua.
What do you think?
Tracy Chapman.
Yeah. I keep saying it.
I went out with a Tracy Chapman when I was 14.
Not that one, because you'd know her age, wouldn't you? So,
okay. Car did
she
have?
is 58.
I'd say she's in that envelope. 60, I'm going to go.
62.
Oh, okay.
Really too far
What's the
out.
scores, Jeff?
And like a convenient store, it's Paul 7, Charlie 11.
Oh, right, wow.
We're going to half-time then with this one. I'll lead us off. Andy.
The fine rugby league player represented Great Britain from 84 to 93, Ellery Hanley. Hanley. And he loves a bit of DIY, Ellery, and he wanted to do his own loft conversion. I thought he'd bitten off more than he could chew, but Ray French reassured me that Ellery had worked out how to solve the problem. Ooh, he's got away.
Oh, that's very good. Oh, he's got away.
They sing his name down at Chelsea, don't they? Ellery, Ellery.
They do. Still much love
Not
there.
the rest of it, though.
66. Clickety click 66.
66, Ellery Hanley.
Yeah.
Martin Afire is 61. And
Is
he's
he
the only
really?
rugby
Wow, he's not
player
that
I
old.
reckon he is. 60,
He's not.
60 or 61 he is, yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not doing
Don't
it.
look it.
I know it's not him, but he's the only other rugby league player I can name, despite doing a rugby
You
league
interviewed one
section
this
once a
afternoon.
week.
He retired in. He retired in. What was his final year? Did you say 2003?
Final year, 93.
What have you gone for?
90.
66?
Yeah, I've gone a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, 65.
He is spot on, 65.
Oh,
Banbury cake.
lovely. Oh, yeah.
What's the scores, Jeff? Into half time.
Bitter
At
cake.
halfway, it's Paul 8, Charlie 11. 3.
What a game.
Let us know how you're getting on. talksport.com/H&J. You can text to 81089 or tweet to TSH&J. And we'll get an update from the Masters shortly and continue with the second half of the birthday spread. In a few moments, we're here with Toolstation. Get your Toolstation essentials this spring. Big savings on screws and fixings. Next up, Toolstation.
No, I think Gabby's spot on, Alan. To be honest, I think if you make that decision now, there's a danger that United don't finish in the top 5, don't get Champions League football.
Why?
Then you
Why?
look a bit
Because
silly.
he's now he relaxes, or because the players take the foot off
Just
the
happens
gas?
sometimes,
Why?
doesn't it? It happens.
Well, that was going to be my next point. I think if you do make that decision, then there is a danger maybe the players relax and take their foot off the gas. Obviously, from what we're hearing from Ahmad and Brian and Boomer, they're the players that are very much behind Carrick. They would say that. They're not going to say anything different in a press conference environment. But there's some tough games to come. I'm going to be at Old Trafford on Monday. Leeds, the visitors, never an easy game. Obviously, a big rivalry between the two. They've still got to go to Chelsea, who they're competing with for the top 5. They've still got to host Liverpool, who are right up there in terms of the Champions League as well. Sunderland away has been a difficult trip for a lot of teams this season. And then Brighton away on the final day. So it's not a given yet that United finish in the top 5. So I think just keep their powder dry. What I would say is quite telling is that, as I understand it, they've not yet sounded out any potential alternatives for Michael Carrick. We're 6 weeks away from the end of the season. Obviously, plans are for the summer transfer. No, Carrick has been a part of those conversations. So I think certainly he's in the box seat.
I think as well, there's even when they do give it him at the end of the season, they don't need to give him a long-term contract, Al. They could literally look at a 1 year, 2 year deal and see how it goes, can't they, Crookie? Because, no offence to Michael Carrick, but there's not going to be many other clubs in the top half of the Premier League that are looking.
The Masters on talkSPORT with Arnold Clark. Get an extra £500 when you part exchange your car.
Rory McIlroy just teeing off on the second. Let's get an update on the Masters from Sean O'Brien.
Yeah, it's Patrick Reed, Rory's nemesis, Captain America himself, who leads the Masters here. He went birdie eagle on the first 2 holes, and he's actually been tearing it up on the DP World Tour this season. Our very own Rupert Bell actually tipped him to win in our talksport.com predictions. It's early days, of course, and as you mentioned, Rory McIlroy's title defence is officially underway. Pulled it into the trees off the first, but managed to save par from about 6 feet. Looks like he's found the trees on the second as well. A bit less stressful when you've already got a green jacket, of course. So it's Reed who leads, Rory's out there, and you can get the latest over on talksport.com.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Sean. Sean will be keeping you updated throughout Drive with Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent. But we got the second half of the spread. How are the listeners doing?
Just tuned in to hear the phrase ironed her meat dress and assumed I'd got the wrong station. That's from Adam. I'd rather jam broken glass under my fingernails than carry on with another half hour of this pointless waffle. 42 out, Frank, in Tonbridge. 22 out, taxi's a fast car. Stop it, stupid game. 26 at half time, stupid kids game. The original Big Al, he loves the Beavers. I can't believe the local Banbury paper didn't have Gaga's birthday in it, Paul. Must be gutted. Andy, the Chelsea fan. And I'm in a South American jail and go to the gallows in 30 minutes. Therefore, I couldn't think of a better way to spend my last minutes on the planet than by listening to the birthday spread. That's from Quentin.
Wow, quite the endorsement.
Exactly.
Let's get underway with the second half. Here we go. Pele and Sergio Mendes.
Yes, I should say that Jeff wanted me to put in Penelope Keith. He had a very good joke, but I didn't. But if he wants to do it.
Well, thank you very much, Jerry.
Okay.
Well, I went to a concert recently with Penny to see Roger Daltrey and Pete Townsend and their iconic band.
Anyway.
And Penny decided to flash her backside. Wow, going to watch The Who and seeing Keith Moon.
Oh, that's not bad. That's good.
Yeah, sure. It is good. I forgot.
Shame she wasn't in it and we didn't get to hear the joke.
We've only got
Well,
7.
you laughed when I did it last year.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I liked it.
I don't want to be the
I
boring...
don't care what everyone else says.
Okay, let's get on with it.
I don't want to be the boring timekeeper here, but I'm going to be the boring timekeeper. Here we go. Birthday number 6.
Birthday number 6, the film director and screenwriter Michel Hazanavicius.
Has he?
Michel Hazanavicius. I get on very well with Michel, but I prefer his son, Michel Hazanavicius Jr. Oh, dear.
Very good.
So, we don't know any of the films of Michel Hazanavicius, do we? I take it.
No, I don't. I only put him in for that joke.
Hazanavicius.
Hazanavicius. Have a marvellous McCann.
And a marvellous Mac.
I'll say, it's your go. It's your go, Charlie.
Really is.
It's your go.
A delicious Ori.
Yeah, your go.
I don't know who it is or what they do, Paul.
Why? A film.
Say it again, Andy. Sorry, I wasn't listening.
Have to be quick.
Film director and screenwriter Michel Hazanavicius.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
63.
I'm going to just stay in the game. 68.
59.
Oh, what a guess!
Oh, you
What a guess! Oh, Sammy's Moddix.
7 to 1.
Good job you don't take this.
7 to 1.
Don't take this seriously.
So Paul
gonna
goes to 17.
Kids
Charlie
game.
in the lead on 15.
Kids
See,
game.
it can change so quickly. Birthday number 7, please, Andy.
Birthday number 7, another filmmaker. She made Nomadland and Hamnet, very popular.
Oh, yeah.
Chloe Zhao.
Chloe Zhao.
Here we go. Harry
she's
Enfield. Here we go.
Considerably. Very considerably richer than
Zhao. That's it. That'll do. I don't need to do the joke.
Chloe
That's marvellous.
Zhao.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't necessarily going to.
I know you were going to. You may have had something new there.
I may, but
I feel sorry for you.
Why
there.
do new material when you can just
People trampling all over your jokes?
Keith Moon.
Keith Moon.
I'd say
Penelope Keith
Moon. I'd say
Chairman Zhao.
54. You're right, Chuck.
I made myself laugh.
Yeah, not for the first time. I've gone 54.
Charmaine Zhao.
Yeah.
No, Chloe Zhao.
Chloe Zhao, not her sister Charmaine.
Here we go.
54. You've gone for. I'm going to go 52, Paul.
44.
Oh,
sorry about
that.
If you're listening. So Paul on to 27.
Yeah.
Charlie 23. Charlie leads by 4-3 to go. Can he break his dog?
Easy meat.
Back to yes. Yeah.
It's another old favourite. He may have appeared before. The environmental journalist, Roger Harrabin. Harrabin.
Oh, yeah.
And I really enjoy those small gummy sweets he makes. Yes, I love the happy world of Harrabin.
Yes. Roger Harrabin, the environmentalist.
Hello, Roger. How you been?
Harrabin.
Just down the golf club.
Yeah.
Hello, Roger. How you been?
Yeah. Okay.
Been very well, thank you.
What do you think?
Roger Harrabin doesn't sound like a young man, Paul.
It doesn't. No. Not
Environment.
many young Rogers.
60.
73.
Oh, he's trying to remember last year.
71.
Oh.
This is where it's
Trying to remember
That's what he's trying to do. Let me see what I said last year. Looked it up.
You could have tried to remember last year's as well.
No, I don't cheat like Paul, though, do I? I'm not like a massive cheat on this stupid kids game. Like I care about it. Like I care about last year.
You're still winning, though, aren't you?
No.
No. So Paul is 2 out onto 29. Charlie 11 out onto 34. Paul leads by 5. 2 to go.
Birthday number 9.
Okay, the last two are new to the birthday spread. You'll be delighted to know. It's Baroness Barbara Young of Old Scone.
Oh, yeah.
Baroness Young of Old Scone. She had a dilemma recently when planning to visit the 10cc songwriter Lol Cream. The traffic was so heavy, she wasn't sure how to play it. Should it be jam first, then cream, or cream first, then jam?
Very nice.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
That is very good.
Old Scone.
Yeah.
What's her name? Barbara what?
Baroness Barbara Young of Old Scone.
Old Scone.
Barbara Young.
Paul to go
Old
first.
Scone.
Yeah.
Barbara Young.
It's my go.
Scone.
My go.
Hello, Barbara.
She is 68.
What am I? 5?
Yeah.
I'm just going to stay in there. 70.
78.
Yeah, okay. 2 off. They seem
So
nice.
that's good.
Yeah,
That's
nice. 2 behind.
tactically
It's good,
really
wasn't it,
well
Paul?
played.
Did well.
What's that left us with the scores, yeah?
Paul 39, Charlie 42. So Paul leads by 3 with 1 to go.
Charlie's played a blinder here because obviously the pressure on me going next means Charlie's got a very easy marker with
And I
3.
always go the right way on the last one.
That's
so
true,
good
you do.
for me.
Here we go.
Oh,
Last birthday, Andy.
The former chief executive of Apple from 83 to 93, John Scully. John Scully.
Yeah.
And we used to make brass sculptures together. I'd shape the model and John would do the casting. We were known as Mulder and Scully.
Oh, that's good.
Very good.
I would say he is 72.
That's a good guess, Paul.
72.
That's a very good guess.
Boom, boom. 72. What do you think, Charlie? You got to be.
So I got to be 4
either way.
I think you've got it spot on. Is the trouble?
Okay.
I think you are like within 1.
Okay. Well, let's see.
So I'm going to go 70. 5. Oh, shut
Hang on, wouldn't that make it a draw?
No.
Oh, sorry. I said 72.
Oh, yeah, 76. 76. Gone the wrong way, haven't I?
Max did that once.
Andy's
we
laughed
drew.
already.
Okay.
That means I've gone the wrong way. 76.
I thought you were going to say 70 because John Scully is in fact 87.
Yes.
Oh!
Eat it! What a game!
I thought that your tactics on the 9th were excellent.
What a great game, Paul!
Yeah, you're back
Finally! Finally, people will enjoy it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Text wins 83338. Yes!
Final scores, Paul 54, Charlie 53, 8-1. So Charlie's first win of the year. By the way,
Well done, Charlie. You're back.
I've had 6 messages in my Instagram DMs at Mr. Jeff Peters who wanting to hear that Michael Parkinson thing.
Yeah, I do.
Really?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing it on the WhatsApp group.
I shan't be listening to it.
Okay. Well, I may tune in. That's us. We got to go.
Eat it.
Andy Goldstein and Darren
The
Bennett
winner.
next with Drive. I'll see you tomorrow with Andy for clips of the week, more live racing, etc. Have a good evening.
The bottom line is, if it's good enough for Real Madrid and it was good enough for Klopp, how's it not good enough for Tuchel?
How much? I mean, Madrid are not a good side this season.